Yeah, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey there, Mr. DJ, got nothing else to do. Signed into YouTube to see what was new. Clicked on this video and now you are here. What's he gonna say? Did he buy new gear? It's the DJ Shit Show, the DJ Shit Show. Like chips and queso, no substance, just gas blow. He talks out his ass, bro. Moves fast, but his brain's slow. Your channel won't grow, no, looks like a 70s porno. It's the DJ Shit Show, the DJ Shit Show. This guy is full of shit, lacking charm and zero wit. Props the camera, he ain't fit. Twist a flavor, leave and quit. No one will miss ya, your wife will kiss ya. While kids make a wish ya, it's you drown with the fish ya. It's the DJ Shit Show, the DJ Shit Show. Fuck you.
I'm not late. I'm not late. Listen, every week we do this on the DJ Shit Show, all right? You're not late, Rick. You're not late. I'm not late, Alan. All right? 12:05. 12:05 is when the show starts. Now, I will say I was a tad late today, and only because my guest isn't here yet. Now, it probably sounds like some clickbait. Oh, Aaron's just hitting the internets for DJ celebrities trying to get people to click on his show. That's not true. He's just not here yet. And I'm wondering if we got a little time zone issue. Whereas I did mention, hey, it's 12:05 Central. I think that's going to be 10:05 your time. And he said, I think it's 11. I'm like, all right. So here we are. Don't worry. I have things that we can talk about before he gets here. And then, this isn't. So it's 1:05 on the East Coast, Theo, right? And then, so on the West Coast, all the way on the West Coast, it's 10:05, isn't it? Isn't it 10? It's 2 hours behind, isn't it? Isn't it back then? All right. Let me just say hi to people. Jacob, what's up, bro? We're working while watching. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you guys like that AI song? You can sniff out that AI, right? Why not? It's fun. It's fun. It was like, what is it, like $10 a month? I wrote the lyrics, okay? So I did that. I did the heavy lifting. And then I went through and plugged that into Suno, I believe is the app I'm using. And once you put it into there, you just kind of pick the style you want. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of awesome. It's kind of fun. Now, I think you can sniff out. You for sure can sniff out. It's starting to sound like AI. Like my buddy's going crazy with it. He keeps sending me songs. So what we've been doing is like taking our favorite movies and writing songs about it. I wrote like a Jaws song. It's actually kind of fun. So it is 10:06 in Cali. I knew it. So this guy might still be in bed. Let's just cross our fingers now and hope that I can get CT to join us. In the meantime, I got some plans. We can talk. We'll hang out. I'll say hi. You guys say hi in the chat, and let me put you up on the screen. DJ Junior, what's up? Be epic. First time catching the live. All right, cool. Isn't it fun? It's more fun being here, isn't it? And I kind of go back and forth on the time, but I feel like this is my time slot. And to be honest, one of the main reasons why. Actually, hang on. Before CT gets here, let me tell you guys something that we're gonna do. If he gets here, and I get him on the show, every time he says the word now, okay, now, but he says it like this, now. Every time he does that, I'm going to put this on the screen, okay? And whenever I put that on the screen, you guys have to hit the like button, okay? So the nice thing about him not being here yet is I could secretly tell you guys that. So literally every time he says, now, I'm going to do this, and you guys hit the like button, okay? Alfredo, what's up? That was like a emoji. Good afternoon. DJ Sargent is here. DJ Drizzy J, what's up, bro? Hello from Chi-Town, my town. DJ Jeet, are you familiar with the movie Windy Heat City? Windy City Heat. Perry Caravello and Dom and Mole. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that is, if you guys go on YouTube and type in Windy City Heat full movie, you'll see a screen, you'll see a thumbnail of a guy with long hair and a fedora, and enhance yourself, okay? Whether that be in the alcohol or in the other sense of it. And I swear to God, you will have the best night of your life. It is the funniest shit I've ever seen. It is so funny. They just literally play this trick on this guy. They make him believe that he's in a movie, and all they do is fuck with him the whole time. Hairspray, what's up? I tried to put a song with Sumo that I wrote, and it put it into Alberton, but unfortunately, the quality isn't there to play on gear. Really? Okay. I think the one, you know what? I don't know if you're doing it on the app or if you're doing it on the browser. I've been making them all in the browser. I don't do it in the app, and it actually gives you like different kind of ways that you can download it. They actually make a video, and I thought it was like in the 300s in terms of the quality. Alex, what's up, bro? Just talked to this guy yesterday. Good to see you, bro. DJ Elemental, what's up? Mikey Mike is here. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. Oh, no, you're at the DMV. All right, so we'll get into some DJ talk in a second, but I will tell you right now, I am in car hell. My lease is about to be up. Actually, I have like 3 weeks to go on my lease. And these guys just want to fuck you, right? So I had to sign an 18-month lease last time because it was during the time when there were like, remember when used cars were like, was literally like having gold? It was almost double the value. Well, I had a used car, and they wanted it so bad that they gave me this killer lease deal, and I have a Nissan Rogue. Now it's up, and they're no longer in that situation, and so now they're kind of like, we don't, we'll get you what we get you, right? They want me to drop like thousands of dollars to get this deal, so I'm stuck in this limbo, and I only got a couple weeks left. My thought is right now, I'm going to go back with the Rogue or go with the Pathfinder. I'm probably going to get a Rogue. I love the Rogue. It's a great car. I looked at the other ones you guys were telling me about. The RAV4, I took a look at that. I was looking at the Bronco. Amy's got the Telluride, so different options there. But for real, this is the worst part of it. What's up, Jazz? My boy's here. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Blues Brothers, for sure. He also says it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so should we do, how about that? So, boom. Okay, so it is what it is. And then now, okay? He's still not here. Did my second wedding with DJ Pro. Been with VDJ since. Ooh, a little switcheroo. Danny D did a little switcheroo. DJ Pro. Yeah, I'm haven't fully checked that out, but somebody just messaged me yesterday. Aaron, are you still VDJ? 100%. I've been using it nonstop. The fact that the features I use the most are side list. I love the fact that you can when I'm doing prep, I can clone my list. So basically, I pull up the crate I want to do, like their request, right? I put their request together. I can clone it into a side and then just pick the songs and drop it in. It's just so easy. I use Scheduler now. If I'm down to ceremony, and it will start the cocktail music while I'm cleaning up ceremony and walking up. I'm VDJ. I'm full-blown VDJ. Nathan, what are we doing? We're killing time, bro. We're killing a little time because Terry ain't here. So we're talking. We'll chat with you. I have things. I'll get into things I want to talk about, but that's where we're at right now. And hopefully he's able to jump on. We're already 15 minutes into the show. Now, listen, I did my part, all right? The email's gone out. Instagram has gone out. It's not my fault this guy can't tell time. Let me say this, too. Last night, I went and saw a late-night movie. There's a theater that will do $5 on Tuesdays, and I saw Longlegs. Holy shit. That movie was scary. I like a good scary movie. Now, the marketing has been unbelievable. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, but they've been doing their damnedest to hide what Nicolas Cage looks like. He's the serial killer in it. And when he first comes on screen, the whole theater just kind of like didn't breathe. You just gasp. And the opening scene actually sets the tone. And I'm not going to lie. That scared the shit out of me. And then when I got home, I was thinking like, oh, was it really that scary? And then I imagined, what if he, in that character, walked into the bedroom the way he was, and he's like wearing all white, and he has like, they kind of gave him like an old '80s glam rock look, but with lots of plastic surgery, and his voice was absolutely terrifying. Yeah, dude, you saw it too. It was good. I love a good scary movie. So that was pretty fun. And then Prime Day wins. What did you guys get on Prime Day, which was last week? I didn't get too much DJ stuff. um, but what I did get, and I'll share with you guys, but you throw it in chat. If you got anything good, any good DJ Prime deals, throw those in the chat. Yeah, hit the like button. This is the like button. This is the Aaron is killing time till our guest gets here. But I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks. No one's left, so we're good. Well, I'm all right with this. I'm all right. I got a Roomba, like one of those robot vacuums. It was like half off, and we call it Sweepy in the house, and we ran it yesterday. And I'm not gonna lie, I have hardwood floors in the kitchen, dining room area, and then my living room is right there. And then there's like a entryway, and then like a long hallway to like a mud room, and then the garage. And Sweepy got the job done. I was so impressed with it. I came down, I'm like, oh my god! So it'll map out your whole room. It kind of walks around, it bumps into it. The kids were so entertained. My dog was terrified of it, and yeah. So I don't have his phone number, or I would. I don't have his phone number. It is early. That's why I sort of even asked him, like, are you sure? It is. He doesn't live in Cleveland. He doesn't live in Ohio. Um, so I got the sweeper. Yo, what's up, Louis? My guy here. By the way, Louis, you had a positive influence on me. I am now up to, I will say, 7 to 8 spritzes of cologne before I go to a gig now. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm getting beamed a lot more. I walk by people and they're like, yeah, well there's a lot more of that happening, mostly from the old ladies. Prime Day, Vince picked up another EcoFlow battery generator. Now, what's going on with the Jackery scam? There's a scam going on with the Jackery going on. I see you guys, like, people are ordering it and then they're like, oh, it's not coming. Is there a straight up scam going on with that? Because I saw it in lots of chats and forums. People are like, yeah, I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it shows up. What's going on with that? Because those are expensive. There's like, some of those Jackeries are going for like $1,000. And they're showing up for like $400, $300, $400. You guys are getting it, and then it just is not showing up. So I was trying to follow that a little bit. Wasn't following it too much, but I noticed that there was a total scam. Cleveland's name, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Cleaning McCleary is my room. Yeah, that's kind of fun. So we got him in the house. The other thing is, I tried 2 different things at my weddings. I had a double wedding weekend, Friday and a Saturday. And now I'm trying to remember what they were. Friday was a total rager. Oh my god. Do you ever feel that way sometimes when you have like one of the best crowds ever? And that was a top 10 crowd. And actually I put that up on Instagram. So if you haven't jumped on my Instagram, jump over there. I caught like a guest going like, "You're the best DJ ever." And it was just because I was mixing and stuff, and I was blowing them kisses. But it was a great crowd. And then you got to do it again like on Saturday, and you're like, oh man, like the expectation is like so high for that crowd, and you're just hoping like, come on, give me what I had, give me what I had. So I did. No, I only worked on Saturday. Actually, I only worked on Saturday. It was a great crowd, but I tried out 2 new things. Okay. And Jeet says, yeah, seems like a scam. We have been using the EcoFlow for 1.5. Yeah. Oh, weird. Wrong price on Amazon, and they're refunding people. Amazon has to. What the hell? That is crazy. I saw somebody make a comment. Thanks for hitting that like button. I saw someone make a comment. Hey, what do you do when you walk away from your booth? And I thought that was him, but one of you guys just followed me on Instagram. Thanks. What do you do when someone if you gotta, you've gotta pee and you leave your booth? What do you do? Right? What do you do? And right now, Mike, the real Mike, we are all Eric. We are all waiting patiently. What I when I do have Mike, and then he will stand by my booth on Saturdays. Mike can't come on Fridays because he has a 9 to 5. So I tried something. All right. One guy gave a couple of things of advice. I thought it was a good idea. So obviously took it to the next level. He said that he just kind of swipes his screen. If you have a Mac and you swipe over, if you have multiple desktops, you can like pull your software off the screen. So if they walk up, all they see is your equipment and they don't see like your software. They don't see Serato or Virtual DJ. And so the idea is like it'll be a deterrent. I took that to the next level. All right. Here's what I did. And for real, I did this at my gig. All right. Where is it? It's right here. All right, there we go. Boom. I did that. I opened up the Notes app and I created that and then I made it real big and I literally swiped my screen over and put that up as I ran to the bathroom. And that was my plan. What do you guys think? So, it's the point of the night too, where I'm usually okay. I usually make it through, but I do have to pee at least once or twice during the night, especially during a long dance. But my only concern with this is, are people able to read? You know, are they in the reading capacity? Because they obviously can't read on my subs that they're not supposed to put their drinks on it, and yet they do still. But that was what I did. So I swiped over, left that up, ran to the bathroom, and came back. I placed cover on the decks. That's a good idea too. That's not a bad idea. Doing something like that, like a towel or something, lay it over top of it. Has anyone ever had that happen? Have you ever had somebody come up and actually touch? I've had somebody do that when the night was over. So the night was over, and then I went on. I was grabbing my bags that was in a cart in another room, and as I came back, there was some guy up there, and he was like literally touching my deck, and I was trying to like keep my composure. It's like, hey, get out of there, right? You think it's an invitation? You think it's counterproductive? Vince thinks I'm asking for it with this. Really? I don't know. I think for the most, so you think that it's maybe a little bit too playful almost? Like it's too playful? I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's funny too. I think it's funny. Just put it up there. You're like, you guys keep your hands. Yeah, deck saver. I do have a deck saver. That's a whole thing. I gotta get my deck saver out and put it on top of there. And I gotta open up the flap. I'm gonna roll with this for a little bit. I'm gonna roll with this. The other thing I did was for requests. And this was gonna be something I just lock your screen. I don't know how to do that. How do you lock your screen? Don't touch my decks. Yeah, how do you lock your screen? I don't think that's gonna keep people from, you know, physically they won't be able to affect anything, but I like the idea. Maybe I'll get a little towel, put it over the deck and swipe over to that screen. And it's just basically, I think for the most part, people are cool. I wouldn't worry. I wonder in the club if you'd have more problems with that. I've had kids come up and try to press my buttons. Ugh. Yeah, I that would drive me crazy too. You know what's crazy about kids too? Parents let their kids walk all the way up to the speakers and stick their ear next to it. Have you guys had that happen? And they're just like, oh, little Timmy's just trying to go deaf. Like, hey, that's not a great idea. And I had a parent, I looked at a parent like, I wouldn't do that. And they were kind of like giving me like an eye roll and then a grab. And after the night, I was like, hey, you realize that I was just telling your kid not to stick their ear next to my sound so he didn't go deaf? And they're like, oh, that makes sense. Why am I parenting your child right now? Do your fucking job. What are we doing here, people? What are we doing here, parents? The other thing that makes me laugh is, I'll star that, Louis. I'll go back to that. The other thing that makes me laugh is when they stick their eye, when they're like staring at my uplights. You know, my uplights are on the ground. They'll just stick their head into it. It's like, oh, like, hey, what are you doing? And they says, oh, look at little Jimmy. Come on, I'm gonna create a little Stevie Wonder over here. All right, and he's got no fucking talent. Your kid doesn't have it. So that kind of stuff drives me nuts. Cleveland? No. Still not here. I know Rick was late. Bar was late. CT holds the record now for lateness. And now I'm wondering if it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to change. You know the worst part of this? I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail. And then we're gonna have to do this again. And maybe we won't. But here's the other thing I did for requests. Okay, I think I have the solution, people. I think I have it. All right. Here's the idea. And I tried it at 2 different weddings and it worked. Now, the idea hit me at a wedding and it just hit me. So what I have is when I go to these events, I have printed out their list. There's 55 people here. I don't need Cleveland. We don't need him. Unless you guys are here for him. And this is the longest foreplay ever. You're just like, oh my God, Aaron, pull our pants down already. This idea hit me. So when I go to events, I usually print off everything too. So I have it on my laptop and I also print it off. Now, one of the things that's included in the print off is their song request list. So my thought was this guy came up at one of my weddings 2 weeks ago and he asked for a song and I knew I wasn't going to play it. And also I didn't even have it. So I'm like, you know what, guy? Hey, you know what? Good idea. I don't have it. Why don't you pick a song off this list? And I handed him their must play list because there was like 15 songs on there. And he went through and he looked at it and he was like, all right, Mr. Brightside. I'm like, yep, I'm definitely going to play that. And he left happy. And then it just hit me. I'm like, wait a second. That's kind of brilliant. That's kind of brilliant. Oh. Uh-oh. Is he in Hawaii? No, because he reshared my story yesterday. And twice. He reshared 2 of my stories and even said Wednesday. I'll tell you what, if he doesn't show up in the next 10 minutes, I'll go through, we're gonna switch the format and I'm gonna go through my planning form. We're gonna go through Vibo. How's that sound? All right, that's the plan. This guy's got 5 more minutes. But I handed out the request list to him. And he seemed happy and he walked away. And then that happened again. An old timer came up and they asked for some old ass song and I knew I wasn't going to play it. And I'm like, hey, won't be able to do that. But here, pick something off of here. And they're like, oh. And they just kind of looked at the list and they're like, how about this one? I'm like, yep, I'll do that one for you. I think I solved it, guys. Yeah, Hairspray, I agree. I think I solved it. Have a little list. Now, don't give them, now, I wouldn't have the list. If your couple has a list that's like 2 pages or whatever. By the way, I don't even do that. The most they can request is 20 max. I don't ever take more than that. 2 reasons. One, that's like almost a half hour, 40 minutes of songs right there. Sometimes longer. But I don't want to be boxed in that much. And the other thing is they're not even on the dance floor like that first hour because all their friends are bugging them. So I know some of you guys ask like, what do you do when a couple wants you to just only play their list? My thought is that I know, right? Does he even know who the fuck I am? Does he know who the fuck I am? He knows how petty I am too. He's about to join the ranks of Justin the DJ, who is still fucking dead to me. Oh shit. Oh man. I don't do those gigs because what I feel like is that couple, they don't trust a DJ. And so I feel like right now, like the people that are hitting me up are really excited about me DJing their weddings. There's some hype there. It's not like, are you available? Like when I'm doing on Zoom calls, there isn't that sort of like, just like asking, all right, and what time do you get there? And how much does it cost? And blah, blah, blah. It's not like that kind of interview. There's definitely more of an excitement on their end. Hey, we're excited about you DJing our wedding. And it feels like a mutual dance going back and forth. And all I got to do at that point is, still not him. Every time I look down, I'm just looking at my watch and just seeing if it's him. It's a dance at that point. All I got to do is just, take him home, open the door, lay him gently on the bed, and have very, very consensual love. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So if I have a couple go, yeah, I would see that in the column. I'm sure that the couple, when they're reaching out, and you guys probably see this, is like, will you just do our playlist? And I think I would say no. I've only had that happen once in my whole career. And it went exactly as I thought. Nobody danced because they gave me the list and the order. And I was like, well, this is an easy gig. Whatever. Money is money. And this was about 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. and it was just a dead dance floor. And then it just drove me crazy. And I just walked up to him and said, "Hey, can I switch over to my list and maybe try to get people to dance?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead for it." And I took over, and everyone came back on the dance floor. Is Justin the guy who air horns? No, he's the guy that didn't write me back on Instagram about using these shitty mics. Do not use these for ceremonies. These right here, these DJI mics. Don't use these for ceremonies. I just used them for my Ape Labs video, and they were like, they were getting staticky, and I wasn't even 2 feet away from the receiver. Don't use these. They're on my desk here because I take them now with me for videographers who don't know what they're doing. Maybe that's a tip. Have you guys been in a situation where a videographer shows up and they don't have anything to capture speeches? Or they want to duct tape some like giant mic on your mic? And I'm like, oh, you're putting a mic on my mic? What are we doing here? So I take those with me now in case they don't know what they're doing, and then I will hook that up to my stuff. But I have an XLR out for them that goes out of my Danny Max booth, which I love. Oh, all right. Another little teaser. Let's do this. I sold something. And I'll come back to that. Remind me what I just said so I can hit up some of your comments here. See if anybody asked. Yeah. Okay, so I got good news for you, bro. I am taking the 44 G2s out this weekend. Friday. They're coming back. I haven't used them since that gig in January. I haven't needed them. But I do need them this Friday, because it is a big venue with under 300 people. I've played there before. I might do a gig log, but I'm taking them back out. So I will have a nice juicy little review, and I'll try to get Amy on the next one. Did you use a flexible internet playlist for this particular request? What does that mean? Sorry, bro. Did I use a flexible internet playlist for this request? What does that mean? I can't remember what you're referring to. Sorry, dude. Have your couples create a hashtag and make a few announcements to please the hashtag when they upload. Oh, I see. That's cool. Yeah, but I don't want to play their songs. That's the problem. I don't want to play their songs. Their requests are terrible. I don't want to invite requests. So handing out that sheet, I feel like it appeased them. They're like, okay, hey, I can't get your song on, but I'll definitely going to play one of these. And here's the proof of this. I did this to one guy on Saturday, and I handed it to him. And I was like, hey, he wanted to hear Oh, What a Night. And it was already like 10 o'clock, and we were like going through, and I was like, I'm not switching back over to that kind of thing. So I'm like, I'm probably not going to be able to do that, bro. Here, go through my list. And he went through the list. It was all their stuff. And then he was, and he just started walking away. And I went, did you not like anything? And he goes, nah. I'm like, exactly. You see how you don't like their stuff? They aren't going to like your stuff. It was brilliant. It happened right there. My point was proven. Right then and there. So no. Not if they're all 300 people are on a dance floor at the same time, but that never happens. This is why I don't worry about this. 300 people are never on the dance floor at the same time. So that whole thought of, can it do it? I've never been in that situation where I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, every single guest at this wedding is dancing. That's never the case. 50, 60, 70 people will pop on. Now, that was one of the other reasons I'm getting it, is because the bar's right across from me, and the bar's always busy at this venue. So I wanted to make sure that the music fires through the crowd. So that 7 foot, it'll get through. The 44s will fire through, and then when you're up close to me, you'll feel the rumble of the subs. If you're in the back, or if you're moving away from the dance floor, what they're signaling to me is, I don't want to hear this loud music. I don't want it loud. So I'm dancing back here, because I'm comfortable here. I can hear the song, and I'm good. If they're up front with me, for sure I want them to feel the sub and hear the music, and we keep it loud. That's the thing I like about columns, is I think that accommodates basically what the dance is really, what they really want. And it's that. It's, if I want to hear it loud, if I want to feel the sub in my balls, right, then I'm going to be up front with you, guy. I'll be up here with you. But the back people are like, no, we're just gonna go back here. We're gonna be back here. Nope, he hasn't even showed up. It's not happening, guys. I don't think it's happening. Have you thought about downgrading your 28G3s? No, no, never. The 11 G3s, I think, aren't good enough for dance. That's a, I think those only have 2 8-inch subs in them, right? I would never do that. The 12-inch sub is great. I love the 28 G3s, guys. I love. I I like the spot the no show shit show. um yeah, no, I would never downgrade. The only reason why I would use those is if I wanted to take a filler speaker, but I've got the Everse 12 for that or the Everse 8, which are perfect. Both of those are perfect for filler speakers and for ceremonies. What did I just see? I was gonna ask. I was gonna answer. DJ Ricky Reds. How's the Rev 5? Any issues, gripes? No. I love that controller. It's one of my favorite pieces of gear I've bought. That Rev 5 is so much fun to DJ on. And it was more than I was hoping. It's the reason why I went that route and not the Rev 7 was I didn't need spinning platters. I knew that. It's lighter. And it has the built-in stem buttons. I use those so much because I do live mashups now. And you can create like transitions so easy. You can literally listen to the chorus, and as you know, they're like a couple words from the last word of the chorus. When you know you're like 2 words away, or 2 words to the last word of that chorus, and you don't want to go into the second verse, basically now what I'm doing is like I'm listening, stem out the melody, bass, and the drums, so it's just the vocals, and then reverb it out, and then drop the next one. So you get that kind of like acapella vocal, bam, and then drums, and then the next song comes in. So 100%. I love that it's USB-C. I think someone just said this. Gonna get another Rev 5. Yes. Mikey or Mickey, yes, 100%. The USB-C. Why? I don't know if the performer, I don't think the performer is USB-C, right? That surprised me. So I can power up the Rev 5 with a USB-C cable and a little brick. And that's basically what I'm doing right now. So if I take that to a smaller gig, I don't need a huge brick. It doesn't have the big brick hanging out of the end of it. You know what I mean? That you need for some of those things. You don't need any of that. So I am in love. I love the Rev 5. I love the Rev 5. Do I have any comments about the Yamaha Stage Pass? No, only because I haven't seen them. Like, there are some columns that I just haven't gotten my hands on. Now, that's a good way. Let's hit the like button because you guys are helping me carry the show today. There are some columns I haven't been able to get my hands on because I don't see them anywhere, and that's one of them. The Yamaha, what's the Turbo Sound one, or the iTurbo Sounds or whatever. I know people talk up and down on those. What I think at this point, with all the columns that are out there, with all the different brands, they're apples to apples right now. I would go with the latest and newest one, which is the Maui 28 G3s, and here's why. Out of all of them, I just think they're toned and sound the best, even over the RCFs. If you're gonna go with a 12-inch sub, I would go with the 28s or the Evol 50s. I mean, like just because everybody swears by them. Have I? Yes, I did the Prime 2 with Virtual DJ when I was first getting my stem envy because I was hearing that I could do that, and so it actually worked pretty good. But the Prime 2 is for sale. I'm gonna sell it. So if anybody wants, yeah, DB Technologies, that's the one I was listening. Thank you, Stevie. That's the one that I was looking for. But yeah, 28 G3s I think are the best 12-inch column out there right now. They have just been so good. And by me setting this up against the wall now, and they're about 10 feet away from me, it sounds even better. Great. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a solid controller. Hasn't had any problems. I think it's one of the best mobile DJ controllers out there. If you're gonna go that route, it works perfectly with It works perfectly with virtual DJ, Serato, all that good stuff. As expensive as they are, I still love the L16s. Okay, yeah. You know what? Because they're supposed to have, they have a bigger sub than the 28s. And I think too, with that, my only gripe with the 32s and the sub 2 and everything is, speaking of being at that venue, it doesn't push the sound. And Chad, you're gonna get pissed off at me. That's fine. I felt like the sound didn't go as far back as I wanted it to. And I don't know, just the mids and the highs. Here he goes. He says he thought it was at 11. He says he thought it was at 11. 12:05, bro. You're 2 hours back. It's all right. I'm carrying it. Should we bring him on? Do you want to? I'm asking. Do you want to jump on or reschedule? Let's see. Hey, let's see. Okay. Time zones, guy. 12:05 Central. This is happening live. It's all good. Okay, we'll see what happens. Should I bring him on? It just depends. He's probably not ready, and I hate to do that to him. But bring him on. Bring him on. All right, everybody wants you to come on. If you can, jump. There's 60 people here. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're here. Yes, please. All right. Bring it on. All right, we're going to do it. You know what? We're going to do it. Let's see if we can get him on. We'll give him a couple minutes to get set up here. So while he's doing that, let me ask, I'll answer another one of your questions, and we'll try to get him. He looked at it. He said he can jump on. He says, give him 5 minutes. All right, baby. He's going to do it. And I'll give him plenty of shit when he gets on. All right. He's coming on. Do you guys know why I called this the DJ Shit Show? It's for this exact reason. All right. The unpredictability of the DJ world. Hit that like button right now if you're excited that we're going to get CT on. He's going to come on. He said give him 5 minutes, so he'll be on. There's a new Rockville column. Yeah, I know, bro. Here's my only problem with those. They're cheap. They're $600. I'm sure they sound like ass. No offense to them, but even with the same specs, even with a 12-inch, whatever, I've heard some bad speakers. You guys know that. Even with point source, it's the same. You plug in a Mackie or you plug in a QSC. There's a difference between the two of them. There's a difference, and so I'd rather have the 44s as the backup, and then take the 28s with me as I go. Other DJ chat shows regularly take more than a half an hour. Okay. So this is all part of the plan. It's all right. It's all right. It's all, you know what? You're right, Philip. It's just all part of the plan. We planned this. We planned this to, I feel bad. I'm sure he woke up and saw this message and everything and then was like, this is the one thing I worry about if I ever get asked to go on a show or, and with the time zone, it does make it, difficult to keep track. And I feel like I'm the only one out here in the Midwest. You guys are all out in the East or in the middle. Who's in the middle with me? I know that I have my Chicago guy, but I feel like I might be the only one over here in the middle, in the Midwest here. Okay, somebody asked earlier about DJX. I have made my decision. I'm not going. And based on the number of views of my last stream, I don't think you guys are either. That was wild to me. That's the one thing I love about YouTube. YouTube has instant feedback, right? The world has spoken. Does the least watched anything I've ever done. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I love it actually. I love that that's the case. I love that right away I can go because I'm gonna just so you guys know I'm gonna try different things. Like bringing you guys on, that was actually pretty fun. The 2 weeks ago when I had you guys on, that was pretty cool. I'll probably do that again, but only if it passes 1,000. It's sitting at like 900. When that gets to it, that's my if it gets to 1,000, we'll do it again. So that's my stipulation. So if you were sitting back on that one, like, I don't know if I want to jump on or not, and I'll do the next one, ain't happening unless we get 1,000 views on that. But the show last week is like around 500 or something, and so that just kind of cracks me up. I'm like, all right. So there's just literally zero interest in hearing what those guys had to say, which is fine. Okay, and that's what I love about it. Gonna try different things. Gonna try different things on the show, see if it works. And if it doesn't, it's all good. That helps me know how to dial into the stuff that you guys want to see. It's it's not his fault. We'll let him justify this in a second, and maybe we'll just try to do some basic math with my guy when we get him on about the differences in time zones. A lot of trade shows have become redundant with YouTube and social media. It's the hang, right? The best part of going to these shows for me is the hang, and I'll tell you why I'm not going. I'm not going because I can't bring the missus. If you guys are married, I will tell you, from here on out, I don't think I'll go to a show without her again. Just because it's just more fun. She's a fun hang, though. If your wife's not a fun hang, then don't bring her. If the whole time, like, when are you going to another? Oh, Jesus Christ. When are we going to do something fun? When are you going to take me to a nice, fancy restaurant? You brought me all the way out here to Atlantic City. I'm stuck in a fucking hotel room. This is bullshit, Gerald. Okay? If that's going to happen to you, leave her ass at home. Okay? I don't want to hear the fight in the other room from my room. Okay? And I know some of you guys got some naggy people in your house. I am fortunate enough that I dodged that bullet. My wife is not naggy. She's my best friend. So taking her with is adds to the value of it. Plus, we ate at that restaurant downstairs in the casino, like the really fancy one. I think it cost almost $200-$300 to eat there. It's just bro, I get that reference. That's my go-to annoying naggy wife. Hey, Archie, when are you gonna take me out dancing? I want to go dancing. I don't want to sit and listen to any more goddamn speakers. I don't want to listen. I don't care who's in the breakout room. I don't give a fuck about Nick Spinelli's. I don't want to see that I don't want to see that Italian Goomba. Oh my God, Christ. Oh man. I can't go because of my missus. You just did her, Stevie. Yeah, if you're gonna have a naggy ass wife, don't leave her at home. That's not gonna be any fun. We got a spa when we were there. I don't think I went to any breakouts. Maybe 1 or 2 breakouts I went to. We scheduled a spa. We did we were like the only ones in there. They had like you start off, you go in the room and you take a bath. I hope that they used a lot of chlorine. There were definitely some mops needed after we left. Jesus Christ. We went there and then they had a nice little couples massage. right at the top, and then felt nice and relaxed, and had I swear to God, it was a $300 dinner. I think it was, at least, because we had like 18 different people bringing out food to us, but it was probably one of the best steaks I ever had in my life. Both of us. Speaking of that, we are planning on doing a little vacay, and today I'm pulling the trigger. I'm doing something I never did before, but I've always wanted to do. We are going to go on a cruise, a Disney one. I'm really excited, but holy shit, is that expensive? It's going to be the most money I've ever spent on any vacation, but it's going to drop us off at the Bahamas. It's a 5-day. The kids have never done that. I've never done that. Wife hasn't never done that. So we're going to do the cruise thing. And one of my best buds is going too. So we're going to hang. Well, one of the things that I was like holding me up was, again, you can't help but look at the price and go, "Oh my God." But Amy was like, "How much money did you spend on speakers last year?" I was like, "Okay, good point." So we are going on a Disney cruise. Put a DJ show in downtown Chicago, Disney World. That's what I'm saying, guy. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem I have with Midwest. The problem I have with Midwest DJ Live is the location. Milwaukee. There's nothing to do there. The only place to eat there is are pubs. I know, right? It really is doubled, but I hear it's the best thing you've ever done. I hear it's the best, though. That's the thing. Yeah, you went on your first. It was great. That's what everyone is telling me, is that as soon as you do one, all you're thinking of is like, when is the next one? I can't wait to do the next one. When's the next one? When's the next one? So we're really, really excited. I'm excited too. It's something that we haven't done. We do have a mini vacation planned in August that we're gonna do. We're gonna go away for a couple of days, but then we're gonna do this one at the end of the year. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm super stoked about it. But yeah, I want a different location, something that we can do, hang, and maybe their thought process is this: if we go somewhere that's got too much cool stuff, then no one's gonna come to our stuff. I mean, whatever. It wasn't the whole point about bringing people together, right? Well, you brought us together, and we're having a nice little hang. All the DJs in one area. The other thing is, and I disagreed on the show when they said this, was, when they're like, it's a DJ show, we're always gonna have DJs. I don't understand why we still can't have a band or a comedian perform. I don't get that. I just don't get that. I seriously think it would add a lot. Maybe someday I'll do one. Maybe I'll step into the game. I got ideas. And we'll bring you guys in on it, right? I don't know. If we're gonna drive or fly all the way across the country, I'm looking for a little bit more, and maybe that's part of it too. Mrs. can't come, but I also feel like I'm not really missing anything. That's where I'm at right now. And hearing, if there's no shows coming out or no new gear coming out, that I think that should leak. I think it should leak that we got this product that's coming out. Wouldn't that make you guys sign up to go too? Hey, first look, it's like going to the Apple unveil. If I knew that RCF or EV was dropping a new speaker that's gonna change the game, then for sure I'd be like, I'm going to that. I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that. The Virgin voyages are adult only. Wow. You jump on a Virgin and you leave a whore. Holy shit. Thank you, Louis, bro. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh, speaking of that, that's a great, thank you, bro. I have a new member too. I want to just do a shout out. I don't know if he's here or not, but I do have a new member. Donnie Collins jumped on last week. Brand new member to the channel. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. That supports the channel. That supports me. It's $2 a month, and I try to, give you guys exclusive content. But right now it's mostly like, hey, here's what's going on, here's what's up, or sneak peeks at stuff. And then you get the fancy little chat, you get the emojis, and all that good stuff. So Donnie, thank you, bro. Thank you. Would you guys go on a DJ cruise? Talk about a fucking sausage fest. Holy shit. A dude cruise. It'd be the dude cruise. Hairspray, would you jump? Would you go to that? How would you feel about going on a DJ dude cruise? We've considered a cruise, but free time is tough. I know. So it actually, the time period we're going works out perfectly. Where the fuck is he? The time worked out perfect because I'm off. I don't have any gigs. The kids are out of school, and we literally have nothing. We have nothing going on for that time period. So it worked out for us. Alan, thank you, bro. We're all wondering, and we're hanging on. Oh, we're down to 47. People left. I don't blame you. I'm sorry, guys. I did my best here. He's still not here. You would go? All right. There you go. I mean, you know, not that there's anything to worry about, but it's a total dude. It would be a dude fest for sure. EDCO. What's that? I don't know what that is. They have EDCO. That sounds like EDC. Oh, EDCO. EDCO sounds like something that they would be one of the booths at an all dude fest. If I was you, that'd make me want to. Okay, yeah. Here's EV. Here's JMaz. That's ED. And what's ED? It's ED. When you get into your 40s, you'll find out. Over here we have the. Can you imagine having that at one? That would be so fucking funny. If that was one of the booths at a DJ conference, I think they're missing out. I think they got a lot of potential customers. That's ED. That's hymns. Right over there. That's some sort of weight loss thing. Oh, Jesus. EDC at sea. Oh, a rave. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, man, that'd be fun. Been on one. Mobile Beat had a DJ cruise about 15 years ago. It was only about 25 of us, but a great time. There's only 25 people on the whole boat. Imagine, like, there's no escaping anything. There's no way that you have to go to the things. Because there's all like, where's Jimmy? Yeah, where is Jimmy? I saw him. And he's in the bathroom taking a dump. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was. Yep. They should have a nice little table over there. Free samples. Everybody walking around all horny. Everybody's like, where's the strip club at? That place would just be filled. Unbelievable. Let's see here. Oh, boy. Guess what? If you were here. There we go. All right. Let's, it's time, people. Look, here's the deal. What we ended up doing here is just having the longest intro ever in the history of DJ interview shows. And we're an hour into this, and I got to give myself a little pat on the back for making this thing happen, because now it is time to bring in our guy. Now, I will say this too. Don't forget what we said, how to get that like button. And also, he has broken new ground for my show. Whereas before this show even aired, I got my first dislike. Everybody, put your hands together. For Cleveland Terry, and then hang on. I guess it's in the guest room. Green. I gotta add your sign. Hang on. There we go. Guest one. There we go. He's here. What's up, buddy? Oh, you're on. We're on. There we go. I hear you. Can you hear me?
I was trying to tell you, hold on, because I couldn't hear anything. I could see you, but I couldn't hear anything. This is an Ecamm thing. the one flaw that Ecamm has, it doesn't like OBS. And everything that I have is built around OBS and a virtual camera and a virtual audio. But with Ecamm, it doesn't even see it. I have to disconnect and go through. I have to literally rewire my stuff so I can get to you because it won't show anything. So
So that's what took an hour, guys. That now
no, that
now
is
give him some
no.
slack here.
No, it did not. No, to be fair, I've
To
been
who,
saying
you or
11 the
me?
whole time.
Huh?
To both of us.
Okay.
I have been saying 11 the whole time. You didn't correct me. I didn't even think about it. Honestly, I'm like, okay, that's 11 o'clock for me. It's an hour difference. I wasn't even thinking about anything. So, and you never gave any Pacific Standard times. So I'm
Here's
gonna
why.
blame myself.
Here's why. I'll
Okay.
say this, because now I'm gonna put my fists up. What happened was when you said 11, I was like, oh, well, maybe he's in a different part of California that they don't adhere to, or maybe LA. You're in LA, right? Aren't you in LA?
I'm in LA. Yes.
So they do everything different. So maybe they're like, fuck time zones and fuck
We-
everything else. So
we do things differently. That is very true.
But he's here.
Look,
He's here. Let's give him a
I'm
shout
here.
out.
I'm here. I will take responsibility. It's on me. You know, I didn't check the other time, so that's on me. So my apologies.
You now hold the record for the latest, which was previously held by DJ Bar and then beaten with mercilessly by Rick Webb, and now sitting at.
Oh, so it's a thing. It's a thing for us then. We're
I guess.
always late.
You know who wasn't late? Rachel Lynch on
Oh,
time.
I know for a fact she wasn't late. She was an hour early. She was probably working on new internet connections just to make sure that it was perfect for you.
She upgraded her internet, upgraded the Wi-Fi. She had OBS at the right thing. She had the right Chrome. She had everything all set, ready to go. Questions, ready to rock.
She, you know, when I interviewed her, her internet was trash.
Oh,
so
no.
it kept coming and going the entire time. Yes. So, and we all have our things. We all have our things.
But you're here, and I thank you, bro. I
I'm
appreciate
here.
you jumping on. I know you've been jumping on lots of streams. I saw you on Nick the other day. Now, no offense to you, but I specifically ignored that show because I wanted to go into this fresh. So I have no idea what you talked about. If I ask you something that you already said, just give me the whole like, I already told Nick this.
No worries. No worries at all. No worries.
Now, you missed a lot of it. We were talking about cruises. We were talking about DJX. We talked about, are you planning on going to DJX? Break the ice here. Let everybody know if you're going or not.
That's the plan.
Okay.
I need to work on, it's not, for the record, I literally just got back from Hawaii. So like Monday night at like 2 a.m. So I'm still a little out of whack here, but, what was I about to say? See, I'm still trying to get my brain right after,
we'll
after
pause
vacation.
that because I want to hear, how was Hawaii? Like, was it fun? Did you have a good time?
So yes, Hawaii is always fun. You know, it's beautiful. It was 85 degrees the entire week. The only issue, we went to Aulani, and I'd never been to Aulani. It's the Disney, island that they have. The one thing I will say about Aulani is the commercials are a little different. Disney's, Disney. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But Disney's always selling their Disney magic, but like, I expected more, and it was like, and I'm not a Disney guy. My family's all Disney. Like my wife, she's like, that's why we go because they're Disney crazy people. I could care less, but it was just fine. You know what I mean? It was fine. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is one thing that they do, which I think it's going to piss off a lot of people that are Disney peoples. They don't really do a lot of Disney stuff. For whatever reason, this is the one they wanted to make like less Disney. And I'm fine with that, me personally. But, they do charge a premium for Disney experience. Yeah. So I was just like, it could have been more Disney. I was just kind of shocked. But
like you felt like you walked around and you kind of got it, like, oh, we did everything already, and it's like day one.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, it's the whole point is just it's kind of an I would call it all-inclusive, but it's not all-inclusive because you have to pay for everything. It's not like going on a cruise where everything's taken care of besides the alcohol. You know what I mean? This one is just like, no, you have your room, you're on this island, and everything's great, but that's it. There's
Make
like
your own fun.
you expect to see like Yeah, you expect to see like Moana walking around and
Yeah.
maybe Mickey. Like that, there's nothing. There's
No
nothing.
characters?
It's just
Is it too hot for those people? Probably. They get,
no. They did do characters, but it was like one every like couple hours. There was no Disney music,
oh.
and so it's just very different. But I was just happy to get away.
Yeah. So I was
I
just
needed to
saying
get
to
away.
everybody, I'm about to sign papers and sign up and do the cruise. Have you done the cruise yet or no?
I have not done the cruise. The last Disney thing we have not done. We went to well, not the last thing. I know there's a whole bunch of Disney, but we went to Florida twice over the past 2 years. So we've been to Disney World. Obviously, we've been to Disneyland, but the cruise is like the one that we started talking about. I think we're doing it the following year because my wife's like, we'll just go. And during February or March of next year, and I'm like, we have a bat mitzvah. Like, we're not doing any of that stuff. Like, we don't have the money for that right now. Bat mitzvahs are not cheap. I should know. I do them for a living.
Right.
And, so no, right. I'm trying not to do anything next year. So
Keep it
we'll
chill.
see.
Um, love it. Love it. All right. So go back to DJX. You before your
Yes.
brain exploded.
Oh, yes, thank you. DJX, the plan is for me to go. I just need to talk to my sponsors. I haven't booked anything yet. I'll do that probably today or tomorrow. But I just need to talk to my sponsors and see, what they're willing to do. And then go. I typically speaking, Hollywood DJ is my sponsorship for it.
Okay.
And we do a whole live stream and it's always a great time, but that's the plan. And I think and they already texted me while I was in Hawaii. So I know it's still the plan. I just gotta lock it down because it's coming up. Right?
It's coming up, bro.
August.
It's like 2 weeks or
something like
two or
that.
3 weeks. Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
can you give us any sort of without breaking any contracts or anything? I was just
Mhm.
saying the lure for me to want to go to these things is something new. Something like, oh, this booth is gonna have this. Oh, that you're gonna be able to put your hands on this. You don't have to say what it is, but is there anything
Gonna lighten up a little
sexy?
bit.
Yeah, is there anything like that's breaking?
No, there's nothing. There's nothing that I know about. I mean, obviously, the Rain Performer just came out, so a lot of people have still not seen it. So that's probably going to be the biggest thing of the convention. We'll see, but I don't personally know of anything. Now, here's the thing. To be fair, a lot of these manufacturers, this is what they do. Like people think that like we always know a year in advance about a product. We don't. Sometimes it's like, hey, we have this thing we're going to be releasing at Expo in like 5 days. You want us to send you something? Like, yeah, please. So
5
and then they'll give
days.
us like
Jeez.
literally. So the Rain Performer, which is actually I have no access to my overhead because I'm going direct, but because
Sorry.
it's sitting right here. The Rain Performer was the first product that I had for an extended amount of time. And I mean, obviously I had it since I want to say right after Super Bowl. So right around late February, early March.
Oh my God.
And then but then I didn't even touch it until May because it came and I was just like, okay, well, I'll figure that out. They kept moving the date, deadline for when they were going to release it. So it was all just kind of it's going to be this time, it's going to be this. At one time, it was like late July, and then they bumped it up, and it was supposed to be May. So it just kept moving around. The goalposts kept moving. So we were just kind of waiting on it, and I was like, well, I want to be able to take it out, and then a lot of times they won't. Most manufacturers don't want you to take their product out if it's under embargo. And I'm like, but I have this thing. What you guys have been playing this thing on the Super Bowl? Like at some point, I got to be able to take it out. And so they were really cool with it. So the whole thing was just different, the whole release. But
Can I say something though? I
and
kind of loved the way they did it. I liked, and I don't know if they did it on purpose, I liked the leak. I liked that there was a little bit of buzz from the Super Bowl all the way to what, July? It came out early this month or something, or maybe at the end of June?
June 25th is what I think when it came out.
6 months
Yeah.
of hype, of rumors, of chat, of speculation. What's wrong with that? I don't understand the whole secrecy behind some of these things. I feel like, and I'd love your opinion on that too, because you've seen both. You saw that play out. You've seen things play out where things leaked that weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Now, you saw some of those images that came out. How the fuck did that happen? How did those? I saw there was a DJ that literally leaked a picture online. How did that happen? And is that guy out? Is he got a black hood over his head? Is he at the bottom of some lake?
This one was interesting because, well, typically speaking, any type of leaks that are true leaks don't typically come out until usually a couple of weeks before, the embargo drops. Maybe, I don't know, they have some press stuff, and they're sending it out to people, and they send it earlier. What somebody doesn't know, a lot of leaks come from stupidity. Okay, and in all
Okay.
honesty, and I don't even mean like these are dumb people. I mean accidental stupidity. I've I've been burned thinking that everything was fine, and then it just like blew up on me. I'm not gonna say what product or whatnot, but I had a product, and legitimately, I sent it to a trusted friend, like decades old friend, and then he thought, oh well, I'm going to send it to my trusted friend. Needless to say, I have. If anybody was ever wondering, oh well, how quickly do things just kind of end up in the world? Okay, kid you not. That was probably, I want to say, 3 hours.
Oh
3 hours. And I had the manufacturer calling me like, "Hey, blah, do you know what happened here?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. I have no idea." And then I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's my desk." Like, like I can see a part of my desk.
over.
Like I'm like, and I'm like, but I've never sent anything out. I don't understand what's going on. And then it came out. Yeah, I showed it to my friend. He showed it to his friend. They showed it to some unscrupulous person. And next thing you know, it was all over the internet. And I don't mean just like, oh, it's like one place. It was everywhere like that.
In
So
a second.
I learned.
You learned a lesson. What's funny to me is like how fast that is. We haven't learned. That's how, remember how sex tapes used to go around? Like that you used to have to take a video cassette, put it in the VCR.
Yeah.
You had to have 2 VCRs, go back to back, and put it in an envelope, walk to the post office, and mail that shit. That's what we had to do
Yep.
back in the day in order to get
Yeah.
leaks. Now it's just the internet.
And yeah, and I was actually pretty impressed. Like I just could not believe how fast the real world internet. So if you were ever in a scandal, just kill
It's
yourself.
over.
Because the world will know in like a
Instantly.
day, like all
Instantly.
across. It's crazy.
What
But
were the
whatever.
repercussions of that
Oh,
to you? How did you, what happened to you as a result of that?
you know, um, I honestly thought the world was ending. And
Yeah.
it's totally not like me, because I was like, I don't understand, this is like, why is that happening to me? Oh my God, they're gonna remove everything, they're gonna take it all from me, and I'm gonna get sued and blah blah blah. And my guy was just like, no, you know what? Because here's the thing. To my detriment, I am honest. Okay.
Mhm.
And I know that I get burned by it because I am extremely honest, and I don't like to sugarcoat things. I just say it how it is. And when I realized it was me, I just called my guy and I'm like, hey man, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. It was me. I didn't mean it on purpose. What the hell, TeamViewer? Why is TeamViewer keep coming up? Hold on. I didn't mean it. But this is what happened. I just kind of told them, they're like, okay, and they flat out said, thank you for telling me. Most people would just like hide it and act like they didn't, and then you'd find out at some point or whatever, and then it's worse because now they
Yeah.
can't trust you at all. So that was my thing. I was just honest, and then
That's commendable,
I
bro.
told my
Because you're right. You could be like, I'm gonna lose my endorsement deals. I'll never be on the in again. And I
Mhm.
know that's, it's a nice thing. It's nice to kind of get the insight, and they trust you. So one mistake I'll share my mistake I made.
Sure.
I got my first. I'm more Sweetwater now, and so
Okay.
I'm one of their affiliates, and they send me stuff. And so they sent me the Hercules T7, which is right back there.
Right.
And they wanted me to make a video. And I talked to them before, and somebody just gave us a dislike, by the way. So you got me too. All right, that just literally came in. I don't give a shit. It's all right.
I was gonna say, you don't get many dislikes, do you?
I really don't like that. I average about 2 or 4 a video, and then I remember when my first one came in, like I had maybe 3 videos when I first started YouTube, and I was like, wow, wow, wow. And then I loaded in and it said like 98.8. I'm like, what the hell? And I looked at it, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what'd I do? What'd I say? And it doesn't matter. And I know exactly who it is. You know who it is? It's this motherfucker right here. It's this motherfucker. I don't know if you can see who. I don't know if you can see
I
comments or
can't
not.
see it until it pops up.
Yeah, it's DJ Solstice. That fucker.
Well, you can always ban him like everybody else does. I hear that's a thing.
I
I
don't
don't know.
mind. I don't mind. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I made this T7 video and I
Mhm.
had this idea just because I go for the entertaining route over information more, and I think people can really
Sure.
attest to that. I'm usually wrong with the things I say because I don't read the manuals either. But I thought, let me do this show this montage of like, hey, and the T7 does more than just DJ. And I did like this montage. And one of the montages I had my wife walk into the bedroom and pulled the blankets off of me, and I was naked
Uh,
in there with it, and I was like caressing it with goggles on, and I blurred out the bottom of my body.
right.
So I uploaded that and sent that, and I went on to Christmas for my wife's family, and I get an email from Sweetwater. Aaron,
Right.
your video violates our sexual content clause, and we needed to come down immediately. So I ended up just cutting that bit out, but that's the problem. I don't leak shit. I fuck it. And so that was the issue that I had with that.
I'm trying to think about which one is worse in my opinion. I, I think the sexual conduct is
mine?
far worse. They're like, I didn't know we were hiring a creep. Okay, good, but you're still
First
there. Though.
video.
They didn't get rid of you.
First video.
First
Yeah, they
video.
didn't. No, so here's the thing. I immediately wrote back, I'm sorry, I'll cut it out. So I went in YouTube and I cut that part out. And then
Yeah.
so I could keep it. And they're like, and I just
And
wrote
then
back, I'm
you
like,
waited for however many years it takes for that thing to update.
that does take
Anytime you cut
forever.
out something, you're like, I don't know how long this is gonna be. So should I hide it? Should I whatever? Like you can't win.
It could
You
be
can't
2
win.
weeks. I'm trying, bro. It's all YouTube now. Yeah, especially when you get flagged for a song and you got to cut it out. It's like, God damn it. I don't want to pull it down because it's doing well. But anyways, so yeah, I wrote back like, hey, I I apologize. Now I know where the line is. And they're
Mhm.
like, okay. And they seriously were really cool about it. And
Right.
so I still get to be there. But now I know, don't take any of the products into the bedroom. So lesson learned, right?
We all learn everything
we
that we do
learn.
here. There's no manual. People,
No.
which is probably the most frustrating part of doing this because there is no manual. There is no perfect example of somebody that you need. Oh, I'm going to look towards that person. Every single person has a different story, has a different relationship, has a different financial structure. Like it's just all over the place. To this day, I still get people that are like, "Hey, we want you to do this sponsorship. What do you charge, whatnot?" And I'm like, I still have no idea what like my foundational charge is because I'm like, well, it just depends. So I came up with some like, crazy. This is just a number if you want it or not. Because I was trying to get rid of, once you get to a certain point, and it doesn't even have to be like, like where I am right now. It can be like you have 1,000 subscribers and you start getting all these Amazon people, hey, come do this review. You just buy it. And then, well, I'm like, I don't want to do all that. And at first you think it's great,
Yeah.
you know?
Because I
And I'm,
gave it to you. It's free?
yeah,
Oh, wow. I think, oh my God, I'm getting some free shit. Here we go. I made it.
exactly. Yeah. And then when you start to finally tell, well, the first thing was like, I'm not paying for this. And you're not going to reimburse me later. I'm not going to go through that whole thing because that's the thing they like to try to pull on a lot of new people. And I was just like, nope, I don't need the product. So you pay for it, send it to me, I'll review it. No big
Yeah.
deal. And but then it got to a point where the product that I was reviewing wasn't on the same level. And then I'm like, okay, so I'm going to review this $5,000, whatever, and now I'm going to turn around and review this $4 Amazon thing. Like that doesn't really make any sense, especially if it doesn't really work for the people that watch my videos, my viewers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that's why. So I always have to think about that. Like, well, if I do this video, it's probably not going to do anything, and you haven't even paid me for it. You gave me a product that I'm never going to use. If you pay me, I'll at least do the I'll do the reviews. I don't like using the word review. So I've actually told everybody, I'm like, look, if you want me to do something like Amazon, you have to pay. I will put it in one of my videos as a sponsored video, as a
Part
sponsored
of
ad.
it. You know, okay,
like,
you send me
yes,
an apple peeler. All right, I like apples, and I guess I'll peel it, but it's just not going to connect with my audience here. What are you doing
e-
here?
exactly. And at first they were like, no, we need a dedicated video. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
No,
Because it
thanks.
doesn't make sense. You're not going to get the views you were expecting. You see my numbers, you think you're going to get those numbers, and I'm not going to use this product. And people are just going to be like, "Why are you reviewing this? This is
Sell
stupid."
out.
And now everybody's losing. So I'm just like,
Mhm.
no, it's sponsored ad. People know about sponsored ads. They expect whatever you're as long as it doesn't like exactly match what you're reviewing, because that's where the conflict of interest. Like I can't, hey, this is the Rain Performer sponsored by Alpha Theta. Like it doesn't work. So it has
Yeah.
to make sense. So we just work through it.
I'm trying to get
But
the Squatty Potty to sponsor my show. I'm trying to work on that because it's the DJ shit show. So I'm looking for things like that. Like this show is sponsored by the Squatty, which by the way, I have. And I don't know if you've. I mean, I'm just gonna give a free plug to that. It changes the game. It changes the game. All right, CT, I want to have some fun with you.
yeah.
I saw you post this on Instagram, which kind of pissed me off. Not at you, but I was like, God damn it! I was saving it for you. But I know
Okay.
you saw this, but I don't know if everybody else has seen this. And it is the Family Feud.
Mhm.
Name the greatest rapper of all time.
I was on there, by the way. I wasn't on Family Feud. I was a guest, literally like 2 months ago. I I love Family Feud. I really do.
Wait. You were up on the stage?
No, I was just one of the
Audience
the
member.
audience members, exactly. But it was fantastic, and we got to see some amazing people. Ours doesn't you shoot like 3 of them, So I don't know when we're on, but it was great. It was the superstar ones, the celebrity Family Feud. So I had
Oh,
Shaq and his family was on one. Um which was hilarious, by the way.
yeah.
And I can't remember the other ones, but it was just my wife took me. She knows. I'm like, yeah, everybody has their thing, Like I don't consider myself to be old, and I don't really watch a lot of stuff. But when I'm cooking, there's like 2 types of shows that I watch. One is like I'll watch like a Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen, or something like that while I'm cooking food. And I love Gordon Ramsay.
Same.
And then the other, Family Feud, was on just at the time that I was cook, so I just have it on in the background, and I'm a Family Feud guy now.
Bro, I'm gonna
So
change your
anyway,
life. There is an entire Roku channel, Family Feud
uh
only. It's all Family Feud. You just turn
I'll
that
check
shit
it
on
out.
and binge. It's just Roku. It's just like bam, it's free. Just keep it going. And then if you like Hell's Kitchen, you need to go. Have you watched
Yeah.
the original British version, like the one where
I've
he?
watched them all. I've literally watched everything that Gordon Ramsay's done. Now,
Same.
it doesn't mean that I've enjoyed every show,
Yeah.
because sometimes he'll do something you're like, this isn't for me. Like I love what's
Master
the
Chef?
the elevator one?
Oh,
I love Master Chef. What's the elevator
24.
one
The
called?
24 level. It was like 24 something, right? Or 2 level.
Yeah, it's not. It's 3 levels. It's 3 levels, and it's something kitchen. I don't know. Anyway, I love that one. And I love Master Chef Junior. I just love them all. I love the show, and people think that he's like this big asshole, and I'm like, the shows that I watch of him, he seems like an amazing guy. I never met him in real life. I had a friend that did. They said his head is enormous. Like I've met 3 people that have met him. Like his head is so big. I've never seen a head this big.
Well,
And he's
I
tall
look
too.
at him.
He's like 6'5" or something like that. It's like crazy.
Well, bro, as like a entrepreneur, I'm in awe of his knowledge. Like what he inspires me. We'll go back to this
Mhm.
real quick. And then what he inspires me is being the best at his craft, like the
Yes.
best at it. And I sometimes think when I watch him, like he knows every ingredient. He's traveled around the world to know like what this ingredient tastes like, or to create the best
Mhm.
Indian food, or the best Italian food, or the best Chinese. And he knows how to make all those things, but because he puts
And he
time
does it
in-
legitimate. And he does it legitimately.
yeah,
Like I've
and he
seen people
blows
make
away the
try
best
to,
chefs that literally grew up
Yeah.
in that culture, and he can like
Yeah.
outcook anybody, right? So for me, it's always been like inspiring. Just as I know I'll never get to that level, but it keeps you from being complacent, right? Be like, I'm all right. I guess
Yeah.
why not try to be the best? So let's do this. This is the Family Feud that aired, and the topic was, and there's 6 up here. Now, did you watch the whole thing or no?
I did. Which one? I watched the whole clip. Yes.
You
yeah.
see, so you know all the answers.
Yes, but that's okay.
All right.
It's no big deal.
Well, it's all right. We'll still have fun with this. So for
You
those of
people
you,
have to realize this is a Family Feud thing, and you have to watch it enough to understand. It's not based upon it's
Any
based upon
facts.
right. It's only based upon real people, and at the time they do this survey, so it could be any type of mental mood or just lack of education on a specific thing. Because I've seen some answers go, who in the world would say that?
right.
But there's one little area that's like, oh yeah, we love oranges in our soup. Like, okay, I don't understand, but whatever.
And that's
You know.
they're just walking up and down Hollywood Boulevard and just interviewing people going into a Trader Joe's or whatever, and just being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
who's the greatest rapper of all time?" And like, I gotta buy. Okay, I
Exactly.
don't know. And then they just throw it out, and here's the
Uh-huh.
result. Here's the result. So
Exactly.
here we go.
Who is the greatest rapper of all time?
J. Cole.
Okay, right away, I want to get your opinion. I'm gonna pause it as we go here. What was your thought immediately on? I mean, that was a pretty good pull from this guy, but what were your thoughts on that? Did you think he was gonna make the list?
In all honesty, I thought the first three answers were lazy.
Oh,
And the reason why I say this is because the answers make sense. It's from people that aren't really in the know. They're watching Instagram, they're watching the news, whatever, and somebody's talking about something, and it just pops off because that was the first three people who were relevant in the news right now.
okay. And let's see what the survey says. The audience likes it.
J. Cole.
Oh,
Makes
but
sense.
not
Most
the
of
survey
the audience
people.
is LA, but it makes sense though.
Look at their faces.
Andre. Kendrick Lamar.
Now that you're right, that is exactly he's all over the place because he's got a big banger right now, and so it makes
Yeah.
sense. But Jay may have taken this survey, like 6 months ago before Not Like Us was going
Yeah.
around, right?
Who knows? Exactly. Very true. Very true. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, he didn't make it.
Ryan. Yes.
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
What do you think? What about that pick? Would you put him on your list? Would you? So here's what we'll do, Cleveland. We'll do would these be on your list? So there's 8.
Okay.
All right. Would you have put any of those first 2 on your top 8?
No, but I can appreciate. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Kendrick fan. And I respect J. Cole. I never really loved J. Cole's music. It kind of bores me a little bit, but lyrically, he's amazing. But it's okay to me. Lil Wayne, there's a lot of people that put him on the Mount Rushmore of MCs. So I can understand why Lil Wayne is on there. His longevity, his career, he's kind of proven that he's, got it.
Yeah.
So I
Let's see
can
what
understand that one.
Let's see the survey. Holy shit!
Okay,
No Lil
okay,
Wayne.
y'all tripping now. Okay, Taylor.
Steve Harvey wasn't having it. He makes this show, bro. Right? I mean, his reactions are what makes this show go viral. He's one of the best.
The
There's
entire
been lots
time.
of- Go
And
ahead.
he's so funny on there. He talked about, you remember, I think it was was it the Oscars? Yeah, it was the Oscars where he read out the wrong
Oh yeah.
name, and then there was that huge controversy. Well, the same thing happened on the show, and he read off something, and then they paused it like, Steve, it's actually this one, and he's like, okay. He goes, but look on my sheet, look on my cue card, look what it says. And he's like, and he goes, see, this is the problem. I never took responsibility. I mean, he's like, I took responsibility for the Oscar thing, but they had given me the wrong card. I never said anything, and I just kind of took it. But this is the same shit that's going on right now, and he's hilarious.
He's great.
And he's great.
He makes the show.
Great.
All right, let's see what Kayla
It's
says.
Tupac.
Tupac. Is Tupac on your list?
We had a big thing on Nick's show about Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac is not personally on my list. I respect him. I don't put him on. The problem is I don't really have a list, but
Yeah.
I know who's not on my list. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Tupac's not on.
Tupac's not really on mine. I get it. It's a long story.
Some people are taking a peek. All right, you take it easy. I think the Viagra. I can't even say it. Viagra is kicking in. All right, here we go. Let's see if he's on the list. Number 20, number 2 answer, and maybe that's because it's they walking down LA, and that's probably what they're like. Tupac. Are they just saying like who they know, or you know what I mean?
Something they saw on the news, heard on the radio. Maybe their son was like, "Oh, I listened to this guy. He's my favorite." So they're just like, "He must be the best. My son loves him." That's the way it works.
She nailed it. All right, she's on the board.
Regular people.
If you were on Family Feud and you get the answer right, are you passing or are you playing?
I'm playing.
Okay, always
Although,
right.
You always want to play because I think it's more likely that people are going to, even if you get them all out, that the person on the other side is going to get the wrong answer too. That's what I've noticed.
Because you've used up
So,
almost all the logical at that point, right?
especially when you're sitting like number 8 or number 6, one of those hard ones where it could be literally anything. So
Yeah.
if you're there, I say keep playing. Anyway,
You guys are so Gen Z.
Alwyn,
Yes.
who is the greatest rapper of all time?
Let's go with Biggie.
So I feel like he probably went Biggie because they just mentioned Tupac, right? He's out.
once people started to kind of realize how, I guess, it was working, people started to get a little brighter. But yeah, Biggie should be on there.
Okay, is
You
he
know,
on your
I guess-
list? Is he
yeah.
on your list?
He has to be, but all these people have very limited musical lifespan. That's the thing that we all need to understand though. It's like, I always ask, can they be the greatest with only like, 2 records? Like, is that even you haven't really proven yourself. So, but if
No
you
ups and
die,
downs.
you're automatically the greatest. Yeah.
Biggie.
They like it. 5. He got 5 votes.
Anthony, who's the greatest rapper of all time? Jay-Z. Number 1. Jay-Z.
All right, Steve Harvey says number 1. Is now talk about longevity, career length, time spent, influence.
I think Jay-Z would definitely be on there. I mean, obviously, they're gonna say one that should be on there too, which I'll wait for. So please keep going.
Okay.
But Jay-Z definitely on.
Oh, damn.
The last one. He got 3 picks.
Oh, y'all tripping. Yeah, really, come on, hey. We in Rhode Island again? Well, yeah. Tory, who's the greatest rapper?
He's talking about what, like asking to people. That's what he means, right? By that.
Yeah. And then they deserve it, but
Of all
we'll see.
time.
We'll see.
Nas.
Nas.
A hesitant reaction
Right.
from the crowd.
Because they didn't know him. That's why.
I think you're right.
And this is LA.
Not even on the list.
And strangely, Illmatic is considered to be the best hip hop album of all time. Just got ranked. So
When I was reading the
Uh-huh.
comments, it was interesting that everybody was like, "What?" Specifically for him, because that album kept coming up. So that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Too, that the comments agreed with that.
See,
Ooh,
I
there's
think
even,
you're
like,
thinking
a
as
groan.
hip-hop head. I don't think that's who answered these questions. Andre, we got one strike. Who's the greatest rapper of all time? Eminem. He's a bad boy. Eminem.
What do you think of him? On your list?
Yes, he's on my list.
Dude, Houdini? Are you kidding me? Did you love that? Are you liking that track or no?
Okay.
Okay.
So Eminem is one of the greatest lyricists. I don't know that he's not the greatest producer. A lot of times I think he suffers from his choice of beats. I think his beats are just they've never really it's I know it's Eminem, but I've never loved his production ever.
Okay.
And I think when Dre's more involved, his production sounds good. When it's like the Eminem show and he does what he wants to do, it's just kind of cheesy. I don't love his stuff. And he tends to default to that weird that cadence that he does, and it falls on a very specific type of beat that he tends to gravitate to. I don't love that Eminem.
Probably because it worked, right? And maybe there's like, this is what people like and this is what works.
Yes.
Go back to it. Even bringing back Slim Shady and all that stuff. So like, these comeback tracks. They're come back, like I know Eminem came back and Katy Perry tried to come back and she did not come back with that Woman's
No.
World bullshit. That was a horrible song to come back to. Actually, the other one that's Lifetime's the one that leaked. I don't know if you heard that or not. That's the better song that she should have dropped, but it's
She probably
not
couldn't
working.
get clearance. It's probably some sample
Some
she couldn't
label.
get cleared or something like that. Yep.
Yes.
On the list.
That's good. That's good.
Kayla, who's the
Look at Steve, all red. I just noticed his outfit, all
Yeah.
red,
Mhm.
so
And
tired.
in every episode he changes.
He changes.
of all time?
Yep.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
That's a good one.
All right, what do you guys think in the chat? Is Snoop Dogg made the list? If you haven't seen this, throw it in the chat. Is he on?
Mm,
We could give him a hint, right? He's on, but where is he
He's
at?
on. I don't think he should be on, but he's on.
And where is he? 1, 4, 5, or 7? Throw it in the chat right now. Where you think Snoop is? Now you said he shouldn't even be on the list.
No, definitely not. No,
All
he's
time?
fantastic, and he's an icon, but he's not the best lyricist. Just nowhere close, in my opinion.
So
But
that's where I think like
I
these-
love
the-
Snoop Dogg.
these lines are getting blurred a little bit. Like, are we talking? I think people are also thinking entertainer because when it comes to entertainment,
Exactly.
Snoop I
Yes.
think belongs where he ends up. I mean, in terms of cultural impact, how many people know him and what he's done.
Yes.
He's always funny in movies. When he shows up, you immediately start to smile. You know it's going to be a good ass
Absolutely.
time, right?
Yeah, he hangs out with Martha Stewart. Like the whole thing is just weird, and people just know who Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah.
It's fine. But
He
he's-
did the
but
whole Snoop
lyrically-
Lion thing. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
keeps us on our toes.
Exactly. Yeah,
all right, the
he's
chat
great.
is
He's
saying-
great.
7, 5, 7 and 5. All right, let's see where he ends up. Number one, Kayla's on fire, man. Kayla is dialed in.
Alwyn, who's
Number one,
the greatest rapper of all time?
Big Z. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I knew it.
There's got to be a big Z
I
somewhere.
knew he was out.
Yes.
Big Z.
oh,
A lot of y'all don't know, but Big Z is Jay-Z's uncle.
Yes.
how fast he is, man. It's so good.
Big Z, Jay-Z's uncle. We got 2 strikes, Anthony.
All right, so Joshua is saying, good guess here. Joshua is guessing Dre, number one. He's putting Dr. Dre at number one.
Come on, man, save the day. Trainer team can steal.
I'm gonna say Ice Cube.
Good.
Ice Cube.
That's good.
What do you think? Again, I think we're back to entertainers and not maybe rappers.
Yeah, but
right?
but you could make the argument that at the time that he was NWA was big and America's Most Wanted, he was writing on a top tier level, and he wrote for everybody. So you could make that argument that he's one of the greatest. You could say that. You know, his resume, his album source, all strong.
Unfortunately, America did not agree with that one, and so
Yeah.
that was 3 strikes. Kanye is in the chat. Missy's in the chat.
Okay, y'all tripping. Who are these? Y'all tripping.
Wow.
Y'all tripping.
Who else is up there?
3 more. All right, there's only 3 more here. You guys throw in the chat who your guesses are, and we'll see if you make it. Somebody guessed MC Hammer. I don't know if they're fucking with us or not. Probably.
Megan, who's the greatest rapper of all time?
Drake.
What do you think? Come on, I want to hear it. CT, let's go. Drake.
I can't give anybody the greatest rapper if you have ghostwriters. That's it.
That's fair. That's fair. So, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So that then, let's switch genres here. Elton John, who doesn't write his own lyrics.
Sure.
Would
I
you-
mean, neither does Beyonce. You know,
Right.
They just they pick their songs. I'm okay with that because they're not considered to be the best songwriters. It's always usually the best entertainer, the best performer. Like I will give Elton, I'll give Beyonce, all those things for those. But singer songwriter, it's a whole different genre, and they don't do it. So I would never consider them to be the best ever.
Yeah, it's a big thing to put on the shoulders of an artist. You need to write the best lyrics and also be the best performer and singer of them. It's something that
Yeah.
has been done. Obviously, we have artists that do it, but nowadays, I know, like, even with my brother being in the music business and I was in it for a little bit, that's not how it is. It is people writing your stuff for you and they send it to you and you pick the best. I mean, that's what Bieber does, right? Isn't that how he gets
Yeah.
his hits?
Yeah, and hey, and more power to them. Like when people are
Right.
always like, Beyonce is always so amazing. I'm like, well, Beyonce can literally choose what she considers to be the best songs. So when you have songs that are just like questionable, I'm like, I don't understand why your album is not that good because you can literally pick any song you want. But you know, the world's a fickle place. You don't know what's going to be a hit.
And it's probably not even her picking it. You got a team of people listening to it. Oh,
Exactly.
this is good for
We
you.
think that this is going to be it. Exactly. This will be good for the marketing. We can sell this one in China for some product that nobody's ever going to see here.
Right.
Yeah. There's always reasons.
Get this one
Absolutely.
in a movie, which is a big one too.
Yes. Yeah.
Is Drake on the list?
What's in my heart?
Drake.
Holy shit. It's All right, let's see what the other ones are.
Before we flip over these last three, I want to apologize to the entire hip hop community. Jay-Z's last. What the world? Number 7.
50 Cent. Should he be on that list?
No.
I agree.
No.
5.
That's an old pull. I mean, again, entertainer.
But you see what I'm saying though, and look when rapper, he's proven himself that he can still do it. But
It's been a while though, hasn't it?
Greatest.
Hasn't it been a while?
Yeah, I mean he actually just released a song.
Oh, he did?
I think it was like maybe a week or two ago. So I haven't heard it yet. I haven't listened to any music this entire July. I'm like, I don't want to listen to anything. I was burnt out. So
Burnt out of
but
it?
yeah, apparently he has something. But yeah, I mean, to be the greatest, you have to have longevity. You have to have consistency behind you. And just a lot of these people, you know, kind of fell off. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
We got Will Smith in
I
that
know
chat.
who's not on there.
Little John on the I'd put I can't believe
Lil
like,
Jon's not a rapper. Lil Jon's not a rapper. He's a producer.
Yeah.
You know, that's like saying that, you know, P. Diddy is a great rapper, you know, and you'll see in a minute somebody that's on there that's insane that they're on this list.
What about Luda?
Absolutely insane.
Would you put Luda on the list?
Luda had some great albums. You know,
He'd be on
you know,
mine.
it's kind of like when we're talking about, it's like when we're talking about like the top 10 NBA players, you know, and they're always like, well, it's this
It's
person
subjective.
and this person. Yeah. Cause some people, you know, like Kobe's like, he's in my top, you know, but some people put Kobe like 20, 25, you know, I don't have LeBron as my number one. There's a lot of people that do, you know, I still have
Yeah.
Jordan and, you know, so, and the media machine is just needs to stop sucking off LeBron because I've watched LeBron for too many years. I still don't think he's one of the best. I think he's just a big dude.
And now what they're doing to his son is kind of wild.
It's insane.
I feel
It's
bad for
insane.
that kid.
He
honestly.
never should. I mean, you really should. He has a guaranteed contract, and nobody else on the team does. You know, on the G League. Like, how do you? Whatever. Whatever.
All right, here, let's find it out.
Oh, that's bad boy number 4.
Number 4, he got 9 picks. What are your thoughts on that one?
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest choice ever. Dr. Dre is not a rapper.
That's what
he
his
never has
greatest
been a
rapper of all
rapper.
time. Yeah.
Yes, everybody wrote for Dr. Dre. Everybody. So it's stupid.
It's nonsense.
This goes to show you that the world in general, people are dumb. People have absolutely no idea what's going on, and that when it's not in their little box, they have
Especially
no
people
idea.
on their way to eat lunch that are pulled over on the
Yes.
side of the bus. Like, hey,
Yep.
who's the greatest rapper of all time? Dr. Dre. All right, there's
Yeah,
another one.
yeah.
All right, there we go. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. My
Just-
son loves Dr. Drake.
Yeah.
Like who? So I'd love to see the people that didn't make the list. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
this is just what, top 8 people? There's probably some crazy ones on there.
And what was it? Jay-Z was last with 3. So who got 1, 2, all those picks? All right,
Exactly.
I'm gonna do a segment with you. It's new for the show. It's called Mic Check, and basically, I'm just gonna do some rapid fire questions to you. You don't have to think too hard. Just give me your answers, and we'll have some fun with this in the chat. Thanks for hanging out here, everybody. Hit that like button. We still got a good group of people hanging out here. And again, dude, thanks for jumping on. I know it was a little bit of miscommunication at the beginning, which is all your fault, but here we go. All right,
No,
mic check, mic check.
It is.
For weddings, officiants, friend or pastor?
Is this a question?
Yeah, who should do it? A friend? Like hire a friend, get your friend to do it, or get a pastor?
I've seen them all.
Mhm.
And I think in general, the pastor or officiant is probably a better choice because I've seen some friends go down a path that should never be spoken out loud, but I do love the friend that goes out and gets ordained and they're able to do it. When they take it seriously, the friend is probably the best when they take it seriously.
Yeah, it's a little bit more fun, right? I feel like
Yes.
the gripe I have with the pastor is they spend so the pastor's the better speaker, right? So they know
Yes.
how to hold the mic. They're professional. They know how to do the thing. They're good with the crowd. The gripe I have with them is they spend like 30 minutes preaching a sermon, and then that's
Yes.
my gripe with it. And like the friend talks more about the couple. The sermon
Yes.
is kind of like not about them, and that just kind of ekes me the wrong way. Like, come on, just get it's 82
and
degrees out here, guy. Let's go.
And they can make it about them a lot of times. A lot of times it's just like, it's look how great I am, But,
They're trying to get people. They're seeing potential members and dollar signs out there. All right.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Chicken or beef at the wedding?
Beef.
All right. What are you currently binge watching?
Binge watching. What was the last binge that I did? I watched obviously I love The Boys. What was the last one I watched? I just finished. I binge a lot of shows.
Yeah.
But there was
okay.
the problem is I'm one of those people that has like every streaming service, so now I can't remember
I know.
which show it was because I watched The Gentleman with my wife, but there was a show that I just finished. What was it?
See, I think
It was
this is the bummer here too because it used. I'm look. I like streamers. I'm the same as you. I don't have cable. I just stream. But what I miss is all of us watching the same show at the same time.
Around on the water cooler.
Yeah.
Did you see episode 8 when they? Oh my god. Yeah.
Now I don't know
didn't
what you're
finish-
watching. I don't know. You don't know what
Yeah.
I'm watching. We're all on our own path.
Yeah, I was watching. I tried to watch Acolyte. I didn't love it, so I stopped watching it and just started watching the YouTube
Reviews of it?
updates on it.
fun.
Because they were just hating on it so bad. I was like, and then I got it. But yeah, I don't even remember the last show recently that I just binged, and I just binged the show, and now I can't remember. But I like some anime. Like I love The Boys. I love Invincible. Blue Eyed Samurai is an amazing show.
One
on
Punch Man.
Netflix.
Have you seen One Punch Man?
I have not seen One Punch Man. My son saw it, he loved it. I haven't. I still need to watch Akira, in all honesty. Oh, and I've never seen Attack on Titan. I've never seen it. So it's on my list.
Add that on there. I'm watching right now. My wife and I this is our bedtime routine now, and it accidentally stumbled upon this. Pro slapping fights. Have you seen this?
So there's one type of media that I have serious like physical reactions to, and that is people doing things for pain. It doesn't work for me.
Like
I turn it off
Jackass?
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackass. I hated the Jackass movies, so I don't watch them. I see, they pop up on Instagram or whatever on a reel. You're just like, ugh, yeah. Don't watch the slapping things. Doesn't work for me.
It showed up because I was like, I'm a UFC fan. I like UFC,
Mhm.
and then I know that Dana White bought it, so I was curious. And then I just put it on while we were both, and my wife was like, "All right, good night," and then she was like, "What are the? Look at this. What are the rules? Clubbing and flinching, and then when those slaps and that powder goes everywhere." I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit entertaining. I'm kind of enjoying that.
Fair enough.
All
Fair,
right.
hey, to each their own.
Right. Have you ever gone through the buffet line twice?
Of course.
Okay.
It's buffet line. Yeah.
Was it the food was so good, or you were hungry?
So for me specifically, especially if if you're working, it's usually to eat enough because I'll go through and I'm gluten free and I can't do sesame. Like I have a lot of like things, so I have to kind of really kind of tiptoe around what works and what doesn't work. So sometimes I'll grab stuff and then I realize I can't eat it or it tastes like trash. So then I'll go back to get the thing that I did like and then
Yeah.
just fill up on that. So yeah, I go back.
All right. Photographers leaving their shit around your gear.
To a point. I do have a limit, but if I know the photographer, I don't question it at all. If I have a relationship with them, if they just assume, that's when I have a problem. So
Right.
be polite, and usually I'm like, there's a plug right there. Why do
Yeah.
you have to be behind my front board or whatnot? You know what I mean? So yeah,
I've
they
been
should know
bringing.
better.
I bring a 5-panel facade that I hide my bags behind, and so I just open it up. I'm like, hey, feel free to put anything you want behind there, and that's been a nice thing because when I
That's
show up, they always have their stuff either in a corner. I see it, and then I let them know,
yes.
hey, just tuck your stuff behind there. There's an outlet too if you need to charge your battery, and you kind of win them over pretty quick with that.
So that's my rapid fire question because I understand it. I just think, why? I have a piece of furniture and now I have a huge front board behind me thing. I can't get behind it.
Oh, the look.
I understand what it is. It just bothers me. I've never actually said that out loud, but hey, because I know Justin does that too. And I'm just like, hey, more power to you. I would rather find a place somewhere else to put my stuff.
I agree. So I try to. I don't usually put it behind me. I like to put it in like another corner, but then just cover it that way. Because I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it does have a interesting look, especially if you light it behind you. But like my wedding on Saturday, I moved myself center of the room, and then I put all my bags and stuff, and then I covered it with the facade over on the left hand side. All right,
I got that.
big one here, dude. Big question here. Okay,
Mhm.
column array, point source. Break the internet.
The best sound's going to be point source, no matter what. Column array is going to be more convenient. It's going to look better in general. But point source, I've never been disappointed in any point source speaker I've ever used. I have been disappointed in column arrays
Yeah,
multiple times. So
with a sub though, right?
I get
they
it.
need a sub? Do you think point sources most likely need at least a 12, 15
Absolutely.
sub?
I've only had one speaker that didn't need a sub, and those were the SRX 815s. They just had, but they were also like 75 pounds a speaker, so they were heavy. But they kicked ass. Besides that, you need a sub. But point source, but column array is just. I always love when I can use my column arrays, but I'm never going into them thinking, "Ooh, this is gonna hit." I never think that with my column arrays, ever. And anybody that says that is so lying, and it drives me nuts about that. Bro, if you just put 17, RCFs in the room, I'm like, first off, you just said 17.
Yeah,
What happened to 2 or 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I know the logic. I just don't love it, but they're convenient. They stay out of the way. The setup is fast, and
no
you can
cables.
lift it up off your
Yeah.
shoulders. Exactly. You got power and you got electrical. One cord for each. So I do love it, and I take it every opportunity. But if I have 150 people or more, typically, unless you're using I would say like the 44s, the Mauis, I wouldn't even use anything remotely different, because RCF to me it's borderline a point source. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way it's designed. So I know people are like, oh, RCF. Yeah, there are some that are good. There are some that are not. But point source always wins in my book.
Yeah, we definitely, and I'm with you there. You sacrifice loudness and for sure with the columns, but you know, I'm doing 62, 63 events this year, and
Okay.
the rooms I play in, and knowing like any chance I'm with you, like any chance I get to take I take the 28 G3s. Those are my go-tos.
Yep. The 28 G3s are, and I know this is controversial, they're one of the best speakers that they've made, that anybody's made. They sound good on so many levels that I've said this. I've actually been disappointed with the 44s. I didn't hear the 44s before I heard the 28 G3s. And when they sent them to me for review, I'm like, these things sound amazing. And I had just come from, and I still had 2 sets of Bose, you know, the L1s. They're not as bass friendly as the Bose, but just overall sound, they're impressive.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a while until I finally heard the 44s. And when we finally turned the 44s on, and we own a pair, so I'm not saying that we don't like them, but when we finally turned them on, I expected more. And I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, it's like, what do you mean they sound great? I'm like, yeah, but like, if you listen to the 28s, you would think that the 44s are going to sound like the best speaker ever because of how good the 28s are tuned, the G3 specifically.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think whatever that 44 G3 is going to be, that's going to probably be the speaker to kind of, I don't want to say end all speakers, but that's probably going to be the best speaker.
Can they
If they do what they did.
please, if I saw from them that there's no, it's not in the pipeline. And I don't know why. Probably because they keep selling the G2s. They're like, why are we making new ones? They're
Yeah,
selling these like
exactly.
hotcakes right now. But you know, the horns I think on the top of those make a huge difference. That 80-pound goddamn sub, so fucking
Mhm.
heavy, bro.
Yes. I
It's a
mean,
bit
the
much.
28, when you pick it up, you're like, this is heavier than you would think it would be when you pick it up. So the 44s are definitely heavier. And I expected more hit and more pop
Okay.
out of the 44s. And it's just not the same tuning that the 28s have, just flat out. So
Heard it
'cause
here.
even he has the 44s, and then he got my 28s. He's like, and he goes, oh my God, for a minute, I thought these were the 44s. Now we were in a smaller room, okay, mind
Yeah.
you. So it didn't, but he goes, there's no other column array besides the 44s that he would even think of using. And that was a smaller room, but it was like 140 people. And he was like, I can't get over how good these things sound. This is crazy. Like, I know. I
And
don't know what
loud.
LG does.
Like you can get them to deal 120, 122. I've had them at that, you know, they get loud, bro.
Yeah,
They can
do.
definitely get loud. Go to. All right. What's your favorite cocktail? You're at the bar, on the house.
I'm
go to?
typically I'm a tequila on the rocks, and maybe a tequila tonic. That's what I drink
All
all
right.
day, every day. I was a vodka guy, went to tequila, and I've never been happier.
Do you have a tequila you like? Because there's, you know, brown, white. Do you have like even a brand?
I drink a lot of reposada, which is the brown one. My go-to is Siete Leguas. It's called Four Horses. That's my go-to. But I'll drink everything besides like a Hornitos or a what's that super cheap one? The one in the clear bottle. It's like $10. You know, it's
Yeah.
the one that Jose Cuervo. That is
yeah.
just shit
Bottom
across
shelf.
the board. Yes, literal bottom shelf. But you know, in general, like I'll drink a Casamigos, I'll drink a Clase Azul, even though I don't think it deserves the amount of money that they charge for it. It's not really good tequila. It's not, but it's smooth, which is what people like. You know, it's what the girls like. Yeah.
Who are you voting for this election? I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my God,
I'm
I can't
just
believe
kidding.
you'd even do that. I'm like, that's insane. No, and
I'm
it's
just
not
kidding.
it's not insane the question. It's insane because of the reactions. It's,
Uh-huh.
no matter what, it's the reactions that always get to me because I'm like, if you want to vote for Trump or if you want to vote for Kamala, fine, but don't die on the cross. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't make it be like it's all or nothing. And if you choose somebody, you're the worst possible human being. That's my only issue with
Yeah,
the
don't
way
die on
the
the
world
cross
is
and
right
don't
now.
crucify me either. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like it's
exactly,
just,
exactly.
we all know. I mean, half are going for either one. So the chances are you walk into a room, half's going for the guy you're not going for, half's going for the girl you're not going for. So can we all just chill, shake hands, and have some tequila on the rocks, please?
I just want, it's this weird world that we live in first off, I believe that, you know, as we were all DJs, I was more surprised during 2020 the amount of people that I assumed differently about. You know what I mean? And then when that whole thing started happening, it's going to happen again. When the whole when the primary and the election, it's going to go crazy for a minute. That's when I get off the internet. In all honesty, I get off social media because if I don't, I'm going to be blocking a whole bunch of people, and I know that a lot of people are acting in a very irrational, emotional state. So I
Yeah.
try have to let it go.
Yeah.
You know, but
Take a
if
breath.
yeah, because people can look real crazy sometimes, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I do, and like I said, I have my own views. They have their own views. More power to them. Just don't act like my view is any less legitimate just
Right.
because you don't agree.
Or
You know.
how could you look at them like, are you crazy? What's the matter with you? Like, what? There was more of
Yes.
us in the middle. I missed the middle. You know, in the 90s,
There's no middle.
there's no middle, bro. You're either one side or the other.
It's
I
gone.
think there's, I
Mhm.
think there is I think honestly, bro, I think most people are middle, but we're all just not saying anything like we're supposed to. It's just a loud mouth.
Well,
It's
it's
social media, and those people used to yell out their porches or to their neighbors, and only their neighbors had to deal with their bullshit. Now the world gets it because you can publish it and throw it on TikTok and everyone sees it. I miss those
it's all
days.
about the views. It's all about the views. And
views.
I personally, yeah, I mean, look, whatever. This is the world we live in now, but it's not a good place to be. Social media is trash. The internet is trash. And I have legitimately considered walking away multiple times. Multiple times because I sometimes it all gets to you. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I hate everybody here. Now I'm bitter. I'm the one that's sounding like everybody else because they've just kind of poisoned you over time. Like you've been real allowing, and I'm in the middle. I'm the middle guy, and I'm always the guy that's like, hey, well, okay, but you know, devil's advocate here. I'm that guy, and now you're not allowed to be the middle guy. It's
Yeah.
you pick a side. Pick a side. Like
You get yelled
fine,
at or
fine.
and like, wait, I'm just trying to,
RCF.
I'm just trying to live my life here, guy. I'm with you. Middle social media, you know, like with social media, it knows the reactions that you have, and so it feeds you either the content, and it doesn't care if it makes you happy
Yes.
or angry. It wants a reaction
No.
out of you, so it'll just keep feeding you whatever you feel a certain way about, and just to emphasize that, and that's why even for me with my daughter who's 13 and she has a phone and she's in middle school and she's going places, we have a deal with her now
Mhm.
that we're paying her $500 a year to stay off social media. So that by the time she's 18 and she can make that choice, I will write her a check for $2,500 or whatever. And the idea
Uh-huh.
is just you're off, just stay off of it. You don't need that. Plus, I'm glad I didn't have it because I don't know what I would have. I don't want to look back and see what 14-year-old me would have put up. You saw what I do with 40-year-old me is fucking a DJ controller. So who knows
Yes.
what 14-year-old guy doing? All right. I got a couple more and I'm gonna let you go. All right.
Sure.
Worst guest experience for you.
Well, I can't say it out loud.
You can't? All right, then go one under that. Then go one down.
Because that person will be like, "Oh, really? Did you really think that?" Because I had a guest once where I actually had to warn other people that interviewed them. I'm like, "Look, they're not going to give you anything, so just be prepared. You're going to be working your ass off." And because I like people that love to have a conversation and they're just relaxed. And there's a lot of people that aren't. You know this. Have been doing this. Sometimes you're like, I got to work. Like with me, you just turn me on. I'll just go.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that aren't like that. But
And was it because you just felt like you were pulling teeth, or? And I agree with you. You're sitting in my chair and you're in the headphones, and I'm bored.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then it's like, fucking hell, I gotta switch this up or take my shirt off or something. What do I gotta do?
Exactly. Do I have a worst one? The worst one.
And you're right. You don't have to say their name, but maybe just the experience,
Yeah.
because I don't want to
I
flame
mean,
anybody on here.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that, like, the worst ones are never really about it's never really about the interviews. Like I've never had a truly like bad interview. I've had ones where just like, ugh, I wish you would have given me more. But
Yeah.
like the worst ones are the ones that are polarizing. So like the one I did with DJ Kubert, strangely enough, the one I did with Jason Janai, it was the people that were the problem. It wasn't the guest, because what happens is anytime it's like if you bring in a Kubert, he has his literal like diehard loyalists, and they'll all show up wherever he is, and you can't say anything negative or question or anything like that. And so that one was hard because the whole entire chat was like, "You son of a bitch! I can't believe you! I can't believe you're talking to the king like this. You ought to be ashamed." And I'm just like, I'm just trying to get to the bottom because we all know during 2020 he was saying some pretty crazy stuff. So I was like, I gotta call you out, dude. Like, and now I see him and I understand that he's a little crazy. Okay, I mean, and I don't mean that in a
Hateful way. Yeah.
bad way. I mean, like he's so locked in his own bubble that he has no idea about the real world. I truly believe that he exists. He's got his yes people, but every time I see him, he's the nicest guy, but he thinks in a very different way, and more power to him.
Yeah.
As long as you don't hurt me or my family, do whatever the hell you want.
Did you change gears during that when you were sensing like, oh, my own people are turning on me, or all his fans are turning on me? I better switch gears, or did you stay the course?
No, I stayed the course. And the reason I stayed the course is, again, the integrity piece. I know for a fact that I couldn't look at myself if I didn't ask the questions. And I watched him on several other interviews, and I watched him he's really good at like spinning it around on you. Oh, well, it's just this and this and this. Okay. And then it's all love though. It's all love. It's all love. And you're just like, okay. And I've seen other people go, cool. And they just move on. And I'm like, hold on. But you did say this. What did you mean by this specifically? And people are like, he answered you, bro. Leave him alone. And it was like, I can't.
When
leave
you
him
called
alone.
me, when you called me an untalented asshole, were you really referring to me, or were you, and like, let it slide, guy? He spoke his piece. Let it slide. He spoke it. It's in the Bible now.
It's so it is what it is. I feel like you are who you are.
Yeah.
Let
me talk to my chat people here. You guys got a cue for CT? Put it in the chat. Put a cue next to it. I'm gonna hit you up with a couple more, and then we'll take some chat questions for you. What's
you
your
got
date?
me until 12:30.
12.
Then I have to
Okay.
get on a Zoom.
Great.
Yeah.
And we'll do about 10 more minutes, and I'll get you time to.
Okay.
You guys probably
Cool.
reset all your OBS because of me, so sorry about
I
that.
gotta flip it all. I do.
Flip it
No
all
worries.
back.
We're good.
What's your day off? What's your day off wind down routine? You had just had a double weekend. What's your ideal? All right, it's me time. What are you doing?
Okay, so for me, me time is no time. So if I have a day off, and like I have family, so my kids are in dance. I don't really have the luxury of like having like true time off. So when I do have a true day off, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit here and watch some TV, go online or whatever. I don't want to do anything, watch a movie. Like I'm a movie guy. I love movies. I will go to a movie. I will watch a movie any time of the day. That is my thing. I'll go alone. I'm cool with that. So that's
Same, bro.
That's my.
I just went I went and saw Long Legs last night by myself. Like I was in the mood for something.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna go to a movie. So I'm the same, dude. I'm the same.
Yeah. The only way to play. Movies are far more important to the world than I think that a lot of things are. And I think with the older you get to, you start to like. I found myself being more emotional in movies than I never was before. Like I'm starting to appreciate the whole, I'm saying abuse is the wrong word, but the kid that's like trying hard, his dad never appreciated him, and finally he's at the point where his dad's just like, "Sorry, son, it was me." Oh my God. Any movie like that, like it used to be like I cried like Mighty Ducks movies because I was a sports guy, so that type, now it's all parents or the guy.
Oh my God. The triple deke. He's got it.
Oh my God.
Come on, Charlie.
what was I watching? I just was watching. Oh, I was watching Into the Spider-Verse just recently. We were in Hawaii and it was on there, but it was on like FX, so it was commercial after commercial. I was like, oh, I love this movie. I want to watch this. When I got home, I bought it. I played it, and there was that one scene where at the end where he's like, I got it, and the guy's just like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. I want kids. Like when I tell you, I was like, I was starting to like well
Choking
up
up?
inside, like ah. It's
It-
a whole new world, man.
I think it changes too when you're a dad. You know, there are certain.
Yes.
I'm definitely way more emotional when there's like okay, Big Daddy. Big Daddy the other day. I was watching that.
Mhm.
I hadn't seen it in a long time. And there's the scene at the end where they pull the kid away from Adam Sandler, right? And they did
Right.
this camera shot of Adam Sandler holding the kid's hand, and this camera shot was their hands getting split apart. Bro,
I've-
I'd
mhm.
go in the other room. I'm weeping at an Adam Sandler movie. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are my balls? I'm like, it's fine. I just have a lot of emotion when it comes to my son. And you know what I mean? It just hits you different. Like,
Mhm.
I can't watch it anymore because of the opening scene. I can't do it,
Oh, really?
bro.
That's interesting.
The scene in the thing. No, I can't do it. But my
Yep.
wife and I were like, oh, let's watch. And we turned it on. We both looked at each other. And we were both welling up. And we're like, I gotta do it. I gotta. We're like, okay, turn it off. Let's put on Step Brothers. Okay. Okay.
What was it? What was the movie with Nicolas Cage? The Con Air.
Oh yeah.
At the end with
Oh,
the doll.
doll?
It's our
Oh.
baby. It's dirty. It's dirty. And she's like, oh my god, how do I live? Pops on. I'm done. I'm done. I'm
The
done.
goat, bro. He's the goat. Here's a great question from the chat here. I had a similar one, but what's your biggest wrong turn DJ purchase? Something that you had high expectations for, it got in your hands, you took it out, it either didn't live up to your expectations, or you were like, for me, it was the RCF 515 808 combo. I was so hyped
Mhm.
for that speaker system. You're talking about point source. I'm like, finally, I got a nice point source. I got a punchy
Mhm.
sub. I hooked it up into my garage. I'm like, this sounds like ass. I was so pissed. And it cost me almost $10,000 to get everything I needed for that shit. So
you know what? I don't have a lot of those purchases just because. So the first speaker I ever bought, and I'm a big, JBL fan. I think they make great speakers. But the first one I ever bought was the JBL JRX 15s. Now, if you know what those are the ones that are in carpet, and they're gray. And I thought, oh, okay, JBL. It's our first speaker. I was real impressed. And we bought the Cerwin Vegas. This was before column arrays were a thing, so we were still rocking, passive systems with Cerwin Vegas and JRXs. We bought those, and then I played them in the garage, just like you. We started out in the garage, and I was like, they don't sound good, but I just got to tweak them. Right?
Yeah.
And our first event was in the Bay Area. It was in May, like 15 years ago. And we took all the stuff up. I threw it in. I had an Infinity QX4. We had a U-Haul trailer that we attached to it. We drove. By the way, that thing, all that driving, literally broke my axles. Like because we were always using the trailer because that's what we thought. Everybody's using trailers. That's what we didn't think about renting a van at all. And so we got there and we plugged them in, and my MC got on the microphone. Nobody could understand a word he said at all. And it was yes,
like the mom. Oh no.
and it was those speakers. Yeah, we used them one time, and we bought the MRXs right after that because we were just like, nope, we need something better. So yes, that was probably the worst one. I bought a ridiculous pair of black lights before, and I bought 2 sets, and they weren't that much, but it still probably cost us like $1,500. It was back when you actually had before LED black lights, so it was the big, huge ones that were like 12,000 degrees if you touch them, and you
Right.
have to have them their own circuit. And we bought 2 sets because like everybody loves black lights. They always love black lights. We used one for 4 years, maybe 5, before we moved over. The other black lights sat in a box in their case the entire time. We had to buy custom boxes for them because they were all oddly shaped. So that cost us like $700 for custom flight cases, and we never used it. Never used it. Not one time. Never put a bracket on it. They never used it.
Is it
That was a
because
waste.
the pain in the ass of setting it up, or you just didn't find that it was practical in what you were doing?
It was because they were always based upon packages. So, you know, if you
Oh, I
got
see.
the Blacklight package, and we, for whatever reason, only ever sent out one package every week. So we'd use them weekly, but we only used one every time. Nobody cared, you know. So
People weren't going for it. They weren't going for it.
yeah. Well, it's the same thing as when you first start out, and, you know, we first had Sherwin Vegas and MRX, JBL MRXs, and, you know, Biamp subs. And we bought 4 systems because we're like, well, you know, we typically have at least 3 to 4 events. So we want to have enough to cover these events. And then now we have like 15 systems. But the whole thing was we were buying all these huge systems. But then we started to realize that every time we go to a place, the places were getting smaller and smaller, you know? So then we were like, okay, I guess we got to buy some column arrays. So then we bought the bows, and then the long story short, now we're finally with like LDs. We still have the bows, but LDs are like my speaker of choice. But everything's just different now. The rooms are different, the sound ordinances, the neighbors right across the street. Like I typically don't have to bring a big system, which is why I believe that everybody believes that column arrays are so amazing, because they've never had to go to a room where it was, you know, a
Yeah.
humongous room, and you needed to really power those things. Every place you go to has some sort of sound ordinance. So they think, oh, it's not, I'm always hitting 90 decibels. Well, that's nothing in a real environment. You know, so everybody's different.
It hit me one time when it was a couple years ago, probably 5 years ago. I got asked to do a marine ball. And at the time I was doing these weddings, I was just taking one L1, Bose L1, not the 32s, but like the old one. You know what I'm saying? Like the old
Oh,
Pro with
wow.
the
Yeah.
B2. I had one of those. I'm rocking weddings. And I showed up at casino, and the room was as big as like a basketball arena, a carpet, and there was 400 people there. And I looked around, and I only had that one thing, and I was like, oh, I think I'm fucked here. And I was. All night. These Marines wanted to dance, but they're like, can you turn the music up, bro? I'm like, I
There's
did.
nothing worse than somebody saying turn it up.
And I'm already red.
I-
I know I'm blowing my speaker already.
I equate that. I've never experienced this, but I would equate that to like having sex, and the girl's like, "Come on, more," and you don't have anything else to give, so you're just going through the motions, literally trying to make it through the end.
Just
So that's gotta
pumping a
be what
wet
it is.
noodle. Just pumping a wet. I'm trying here. We gotta put some on TV or something.
Yeah, exactly. Something's got to change. So yeah, because I remember when I first got my first Bose was during the pandemic. So all of our parties, you weren't really dancing. So when I first got it, I was like, it was a lot of speeches, a lot of background music. I'm like,
Yeah.
these things are amazing.
They fill in the
And
room.
then
Yeah.
yes, yeah, and oh my God, the guy, that's 200 yards away can still hear the speaker because the way the setup there just. And then I started having to use them on parties, and I was like, they still sound amazing for like 2 hours. And then after 2 hours, you're like, what happened to the bass? What happened to this? Because they start to heat up, and then they start to back off. So that's why a lot of column arrays don't work for me anymore.
Yeah, I gotcha. All right, last 2 questions for you. Actually, and then I have a video clip I want to show you, and I want to figure out what this is. Let me do that one first. I usually dig through when I grab a YouTuber on, I usually dig through their old videos, and I found one of yours. And you're actually, to be honest, bro, like where the hell is the oh, here it is. Your videos look great. Like, I was kind of pissed that you didn't have like a shitty looking video. Like, you still seem like 6 years ago you were shooting in 4K, and I didn't really have a lot to roast you. Like, I pulled Jay Book on here and I roasted his setup. He had his ashy mixer, and like his speakers were on the floor. Like, I let him have it.
Oh, my poor Jay. One time he was on, and he was testing out some video stuff. He didn't know he was online, and he was like in his bed. His shirt was off. He was just like clicking away.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, at first I'm like, is something gonna? And nothing was going on. And I start texting him like, bro, you were online. Get off now. So
Oh my God. Just like that up the nose shot where it's just like nipple, chin, all the way up the
so
shot.
bad.
What's this
Oh, I
fucker
felt
doing?
so bad.
He's trying to grow. Like, you know what? It's just time to get naked. All right. So what was this, CT? What we had? I don't know if you remember this gig log. This is from 6 years ago, and the title here was, you could see it here. Do you smell something? So I'll see if you can recall this moment that you had here. Hold
You
on.
don't get nobody no foolishness like this. They didn't even try. They didn't try. They didn't. You know, actually, they did try. You know what they did? They sprayed perfume in it. That's what they did. That's what they did. They tried to cover it up. They didn't clean it out. It smells. I think of the worst smell that you can smell and like multiply it by 8. That's this van tonight.
I couldn't even put the camera that close. Even the camera backs up. Yeah. I remember this one.
Okay, what happened there?
Sometimes with U-Haul vans in LA, people like to use them as little homes when the weather turns crap. So, or they either use them for transportation of like weed. That seems to be a big thing. Or there's been some homeless people that have literally lived in the vans, and that van was definitely a homeless man or woman was in that van before.
So shit or BO? Just like lived it. It had a live.
Like
shit.
literal like toilet. Yes.
So they're taking a dump in the van? Oh Jesus. I guess probably in a bag or something.
I don't know. It was bad. I actually had used that sample, the laugh and the Not So Nasty stuff. I used it for like, I don't know, maybe a year with DJing. It was one of my sound bites.
Really?
That I would throw on.
Oh, that's some nasty stuff.
On my mixtapes. Yeah.
All right, last question. And I'll let you go because we're getting to your point. You got a Zoom coming up.
Yeah.
What is your what's your favorite current 2-song mix? You drop like, you know, I know DJs get, and I'll explain it while you think about it. Like DJs are like, oh, sure. I'm always doing, like, look, come on, let's be real. We got a couple of routines that we like to do. Mm-hmm. What's your one that you know just soaks the floor? Panties are dropped. Everyone's having, it's like, oh shit, this DJ's legit. Do you have one or that you've done, and maybe you haven't done in a while, but one that you used to do that you know, like, man, every time I do this combo, it just gets a great reaction?
The problem is I have a lot of mini routines, which I call them, you know, because as a DJ, you probably have, you know, 3 or 4 song combos, and I just literally have them listed in playlists. It's not so much probably still to this day, the 2 song that works best is Baby Got Back and The Push It. Every time, all the time. You know, I guarantee you the moment that bass line for Push It comes on, people are screaming their asses off every time. You know, the women anyway. So yeah, that's probably still to this day one that always works.
Always works.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro. Hey, let's give a little. Here was my thumbs up. I had a little thing going on where every time you said now, we were trying to get a like every time you said the word now. So there it is. There's the CT head that just came up. Bro, I really appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun hanging out. I'm glad it worked out. You know, that would have been terrible if we didn't get you on, but we got you on. Hit that like button if you had a good time here today. Anything you want to plug or anything coming up that you want to do a shout out for?
It only happened to me one time with DJ Ease. DJ Ease got the timing wrong, and he was like an hour late too. So I felt like Ease the whole time. I was like, you know, brushing my teeth because I went to bed late because I'm, like I said, I'm still out. My timing is all off because of Hawaii. But still, like, it's just
I figured that. I figured you were in bed and saw Instagram and were like, that's the worst thing. Like, oh shit.
I legitimately I had 10 o'clock alarm. I'm like, let me just set it up for 10, and you know, so that way I could snooze if I wanted to like 10:30. So I didn't even think about it because I'm like, I'm going on at 11 o'clock. I got on at 11 because that was like, okay, I'm up. I'm gonna, you know, eat something real quick. I had to turn on. I totally forgot because I turned off everything before I left. So my entire studio was literally powered down, and not just like a switch. Like I have like 9, you know, surge protectors here that I got to turn back on. But you know,
thanks, bro.
Thanks for being patient. Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah.
allowing me to be on. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man. This was a lot of fun. And everybody that was here today, one more time, say goodbye to Cleveland Terry. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you being here, man. Take care.
Oh, so my only
Oh,
point
yeah.
is Thursdays. I wake up in Cleveland, or Cleveland Terry show every Thursday at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, AM. 10:30
Which is 12 o'clock our
PST.
time. You see how quickly I was able to figure that out? That's
Yeah,
12
yeah,
o'clock my
yeah.
time. Also, now it is established. One of the other reasons why I wanted to bring you on is that you knew that this was my time slot.
Mhm.
So just make sure you don't ever step on my toes, motherfucker. All right. That's it. That's just.
I try to avoid people. Honestly, that's always my thing. That's why I don't do it on Tuesday. And why I don't do it on Wednesday, because Tweak Music Tips was right around the same time. So I just said Thursday is a perfect day. Nobody
day.
else is on.
Great day. You
So,
stay there.
works
You
for
stay
me.
there, and we're gonna stay fam. All right. Yeah. Nick's got
We're
Tuesday.
good.
I got Wednesday.
good.
You got Thursday. Everybody get that right. All right, bro.
Perfect.
I'll let you go. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. You're very welcome. Cool. Talk
See
to you
ya.
later. All right. Peace out.
There it was. We made it happen, everybody. What did we learn today on today's show? I think specifically we learned that time zones are bullshit. But he made it out to the show, and I really appreciate that. We had a good time. Carpeted speakers are shit. Don't buy black lights. Those aren't any good. Gordon Ramsay's an entertainer, and he's got a big head. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next week.